A very good afternoon and welcome to the 2009 Division 2 Grand Final. My name's Andy, I'm joined by Chipper. How you going there, mate?
Hey Andy, I'm excited to be here, mate.
It's a fantastic day, weather-wise, it's great. How's the old vocals holding up, mate?
We're just warming up, aren't we?
No. Well, we're going straight too, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate, this is live. Yeah, I gotcha. The voices. We, of course, had the Div 1 Grand Finals yesterday, Andy, and what was the exciting game of football. And the mighty Main Tiger Reserves got up, mate, which is my club, and we celebrated a bit loud. Loud and long.
If that doesn't get the hair standing on top of your neck, nothing else will. It's certainly a fantastic day today. Conditions are ideal, pristine, not a cloud inside, or maybe the odd one around, but Chipper, these are two of the top sides in the competition. We know Bentley, they did make the grand final last year, they went down, hoping to atone for that loss today. And then against the Bond Uni, who beat them comprehensively in the second semi.
Yeah, well, they did, and Bond Uni going as probably not warm favourites, but certainly slight favourites after that win. They finished on the top of the ladder for a reason. Bond Uni had a great year, and Beenleigh were clearly the top two sides. Earned the right to play off today, and as you rightly pointed out, Beenleigh keen to atone on last year's loss to the Parkridge Pirates in a game which they really took up to them with a lot of the young fellas coming to the fore. And this year they've had a fantastic season again, and we'll be looking to go one better. And of course, whilst the Bond team under the tutelage of Sam Wish-Wilson and crew there, they're looking to, after last year's disappointing year where they couldn't quite get to the big one, they'll be looking to take out the Div 2 final today.
Yeah, they did go out in the first semi against Coolangatta Tweed, and the toss has been won. John Duncan for the Mighty Buffaloes has won it. They're kicking to the left of screen. So it'll be interesting to see whether there is a bit of a breeze around. It looks pretty still out there. We'll certainly see how it unfolds. In the reserves game before, we saw an absolute cliffhanger. Victoria Point 9-13-67, defeating Alex Hills 8-9-57. Chipper, the conditions are warm. What we saw in the reserves game before, the players are working really, really hard, and it's just going to be a battle of attrition.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Yesterday was a terrific day for football as well. Similar conditions. Today is probably a degree or two hotter.
Yep.
And it will take its toll in terms of that total fitness thing. You go through the lineups, mate. The Beenleigh Buffaloes, they've got 5 or 6 teenagers who'll give them plenty of run, and that's sort of what they'll back their run and carry on. And conversely, the Bond Uni side have got 6 teenagers out there today, so they've both got a lot of youth, a lot of run, and it'll just be a battle of attrition, as you rightly point out, over the 4 quarters, you'd think. Expect this one to go right down to the wire, mate.
That's what we want to see. Hopefully not the same way the second semi went when Bond Uni comfortably took them down by about 60-odd points, but the player that was had a big impact in that game was the gun forward, Tyson Brazel. He was best on ground with 10 goals. He's on 95, needs 5 to reach the ton. To do it on grand final day with a premiership medal around his neck, that would be outstanding too.
Oh, no, dare to be outstanding. I don't like his chance to kick a 10 in the ground, to be honest. I think it's going to be a much closer affair today. I think he's likely to attract the tag of Jack James, the young gun, and the coach's son at full back, who's a terrific defender. He'll take on Brazel today, I'd imagine. And if he can get his 5 and get his ton, I reckon that'll go a long way towards Bond winning their premiership.
Absolutely. Well, these two teams have played 3 times, and Bond Uni have won 2 and lost the 1. So it all comes down to this Division 2 Grand Final action. Bond Uni to your right, Ben Lee to your left as rucks go up. Brought to ground there by Good Burn there of Bond Uni, and they look to get in first inside 50. Good smother there from the Buffaloes, but the kick still goes inside the forward 50. Ball hits the deck. Cleared out now, an attempt there from Sean. Good player wrapped up there. And we'll see holding the ball. Free kick to the Bull Sharks at half forward.
So the Bond ruckman there, big Good Burn. He's been a good player over the journey. Kicks it to the hot spot. Drops in deep. No one can take it. It looks like it's a Buffaloes free kick, and it is. The free kick will go to Jack James, son of the coach. Gets his first touch. It's a nice hit too. Over to his teammate there in Jordan Basic. He gets it, kicks it on the former Springwood junior. Goes up onto the wing there and finds his teammate. Goes inboard now. They're controlling the footy nicely at the moment as it goes into the hands of Sean Good, the teenager. Kicks it along a bit further there to his teammate, fellow teammate there in Hakeem Kennedy. He kicks it on. They go into possession game. There's a turnover as a result, and it's on the wing. And it's Stacks on the mill here. The umpires let the play go. And if it's anything like yesterday at Yendi, they did let it go a lot, being a final with a lot of desperation. They let a lot of play go.
Definitely, that's what we want to see as rucks go up. Centre wing out of side, brought to ground again there by Good Burn, who's done a couple of handy things early. Mate, you've highlighted just how important he is. He's getting his hands to the ball 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, he is. He's been one of the more dominant rucks in the comp. Had a good look into the South Queensland sides, etc. Although the young fella there did a good job in that hit out there.
Andrew Cannon was involved in that passage of play there. Ball there at half forward, up and under kick there from Bond Uni, up towards the middle of the ground. Good spoil there from the Buffaloes, knocking the ball towards their forward half. Pressure there on the outer side. Ball handballed out towards the wing there, towards Jake Meaney, but he couldn't get his hands on the ball. Ball now at half forward there for the Buffaloes. We've 2 minutes and change gone. Neither side yet to score in the first quarter of the grand final.
Oh, it's exciting to be here, Yenny. Are you calling your first Queensland granny today, mate?
Oh, loving it, mate.
Oh, you'd be loving it, mate.
Absolutely loving it. It's his balls on the outer side. Good work there from the Jack Fox, and the free kick's being given. It'll go towards the Bull Sharks at half-back.
And not quite sure who's got it. He's kicked it forward, up into the wing. It's a great hit to Benny Merritt, the son of Dodge. He plays on quickly. Hits it to the hot spot. It's a bit of dirty ball, but it's gone beautifully in the arms of Brazel. Onto his teammate there in number 20, who had a bit of a thing. It's bounced back, an awkward bounce, but it's in Bond's favour. Bond with the footy, can't quite get it. He weaves in and out. It's a great little pass. And they've got the first goal. They've got the first goal. It goes to Mitch Olorenshaw. Has snapped it over the body. Beautiful little bit of work there after the pass from Adam Hall. And Bond draw first blood 3 minutes into the first quarter at Layshon Park. Div 2 grand final. It's 1 goal, straight 6. Bond Uni leading Boonley, who yet didn't enter inside 50 yet. Yendi.
Yeah, no spot on there, mate. Some great work there from Bond Uni, just trying to create opportunities. They could have taken the ball out through a rush behind just to get a little bit of scoreboard pressure. But clever work there from Olorenshaw, who followed up his work there from half forward, went down to the goal square, created opportunity, got the first goal of the game. Right spot, right time. Great day for kicking a goal on the first one of the decider.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to love it, don't you? It's Good Burn and his compatriot there in Big Barmy. Came off sort of about Urban Stevens there in the square, kick forward there by the Buffaloes. It's a bit of a battle between the two boys here out on the far flank. No one can gain the ascendancy, and it's almost deliberately run out over the bounds. The umpire doesn't see it that way. He's allowed that, and they're going to have a throw in around about 55 metres out from the Buffalo goals. Their first real foray into their territory early doors in the grand final.
Johnny Duncan's been getting his hands on the ball early for the Buffaloes, the captain, leading by example, but he can't get his hands on the pill on the outer side, and play will discontinue. The boundary umpire in perfect spot there. We'll see a boundary throw in between wing and half back for the Bond Uni side.
hard to pick up the players' numbers today, Yendi, especially the Buffalo pale blue strip. It's a hard one to pick the numbers, but I'm sure we'll get it a bit better by the end of the day, mate. Now, apologies in advance, Yendi, to both teams and both coaches if we get a bit of name calling wrong, given we don't know a hell of a lot of players in either side.
That's right, we can only try. It is grand final day as the ball goes inside the forward 50 there for the Buffaloes. The Bull Sharks clear and kick to touch. Will he go deliberate? No, he won't. Just a kick under pressure there, slewed off the side of the boot. He was aiming to more kick it towards the corridor, so umpire in perfect position there to make that call.
Yeah, I thought that was fair enough, Andy. He was just trying to clear it, and it was a poor kick in the end, or good in terms of Bond's thing. Goodburn grabs it out of the ruck, taps it on now to the advantage of his Bond teammate, who did a good job there in just getting a little bit of yardage. Did the young fella as Benny Merritt strides off into the distance, and just trying to play ID that young fella there. And it was the number 14, Stephen Marnie, also the captain of Bond today, Steve Marnie. Good work there as Goodburn and Balme go to it again. No one clearly winning it. There's three players, stacks on the mill, and they're going to ball it up right in front of the commentary box here this afternoon. We're 5 minutes into the first quarter. Just the one goal, Bond Uni, as Goodburn gets it clearly this time, punches forward. Young Ola Renshaw can't clear it. It goes over the Buffaloes, tapped on a bit further there by his teammate. Buffaloes now wrapped up with a young fellow with the headband, almost holding the ball there. That was young Jacob Zingelman, of course, there. But it's going to go the way of Bond now, and Jack Fox will take the free kick.
Easy one to sort of pick out too, wearing the old headgear, as Jack Fox had an outstanding year in 29, and he pumps the ball along, looking for his man there in Brazil, and he can't quite take the mark. The ball taken there from the Buffaloes in the right back pocket. Ball switched up now to Jack James. Looks to just slow the pace down. Mark taken there by Aiden Duncan. So Duncan here for the Buffaloes. He switches across, hits his teammate there in Kennedy, who's been pushing up the ground and making the job in the back line, looking for his teammate here in Mark Nolan. Good attempt to spoil there from Nathan Thomas. They recover now, the Buffaloes. Handball up the corridor. Very dangerous. Had to take on a couple. Almost threw it out there. Nathan Thomas in the heart of it there. He goes again, the young fella. Good pressure. Holding the ball. Umpire calls advantage. Free kick to Jack Mann. He puts the ball inside the forward line. Good tackle there on Brazil. And we'll see a ball, in fact, holding the ball. Free kick to the Buffaloes in the back pocket.
Got one down, someone down the half. It looks reasonably serious. It looks like a knee. One of the Bond players.
This might be Jaden Williams.
We'll see if we can identify him. It doesn't look good. I've got to say, 7 minutes in, first quarter, it doesn't look like a good injury. And it looks a bit left knee to me, Andy. We'll just keep an eye on to see. Number 7 it is. In fact, it's Ola Renshaw, young Ola Renshaw, the initial goal kicker today. The only goal kicker today, and he looks in a fair bit of strife as he comes off the ground. Mitchell Ola Renshaw, what a shame for the young fella after such a bright start. And that looks like...
You can't put any weight on the knee at all.
No, that's not just a little injury there. You'd think that's going to be a game-ending one today for the young fella, which would be a shame. Just 20 years of age, Mitch Ola Renshaw, one of their young run-and-gun players. And for Bond, of course, they'll be down to 21 players if he's no good.
Yeah, we'll certainly hope that he makes a speedy recovery. Maybe it's just as much of a cork, but you can sort of see the damage from where we're sitting. It's not looking good at all.
As you said, can't put any weight on the young fella. Absolute shame for him.
Absolutely devastating for him.
On team.
As the ball comes out here towards half-back, Buffaloes don't have as many players at ground level here. Shoveled out there by Thomas. Turnover now and throw, free kick. It'll go against Hakem Kennedy and it'll go towards the Bull Sharks at half-forward.
So Bull Sharks here. Through the agency of Blair Mortimer. Drives along. Benny Merritt perhaps... flies there, can't quite take it. Great smother from Benny Merritt there as he gets it onto his teammate in 26. which is Lachlan Crosby, and I believe there's a Lachlan Crosby Jr. down south.
Yeah, Lockie Crosby, who played down at Gisborne and
Bendigo Bombers.
Yeah, Bendigo Bombers, a very talented player, and that is the great man. So
it is him.
Yeah, it is him.
I do him. Beautiful.
Yep.
Lockie Crosby. As the ball gets driven out to the flank now, Bond again through the agency. It looks like King with the football. Might have been Jaden Williams actually for Bond. Gee, he looked uncannily like Reece King there for a moment as he drove it inside 50 for Bond. It's going to be another ball up. Just fair to say, 9 minutes in, Jens, that the Bond team look a bit more settled. Look like they're cracking in. They're really geared up with a great start so far.
Their forward pressure is just incredible to watch, moving forward in great numbers. As a free kick too high, and it'll go to the mighty Bond Uni side. They're at half forward, hard up there on the boundary line. Can't identify the play. Will have the shot at goal.
He's got a good head of hair, mate.
Yeah, I want to.
Number it's Reece King. It's Reece King, number 11, mate.
One of the big players to watch out for today. He's kicked a few goals this year. He's been arguably the best player. He's kicked 15 on the board this year. Big left foot kick. It'll go the journey, and it's home. And Bond Uni 2-1, 13 lead. Bentley yet to score. 10 and 3/4 minutes gone. First term, second division, grand final football.
So great goal there by Reece King. In fact, a really accurate shot. Tight on the boundary. Reece King, just the 18-year-old. He was playing in the grand final this time last year, Andy, for the Albury Tigers and the Ovens and Murray.
Wow.
I was actually there that day. They played against Wang Magpies in the grand final at the Wang Showgrounds. And Reece King was a dominant player that day as a 17-year-old. He's come up, and Bond were blessed with his services this year. And he's had a fantastic season and played in the South Queensland team, which I was fortunate enough to have a look at him through that program. And he'll be a very damaging player today, you'd imagine.
Well, he's been on fire early, making his touches count. Ball on the outer side there, picked off there by Ollie Smart. An up and under kick goes towards the outer side. The Buffaloes have the numbers. It's a sort of a 2-on-3 when that contest took place as Bond Uni work their way across half back up towards half forward. Dropping the mark there, dangerous there was Sean Goodies. Opposite number 14 goes in. Players dive on the ball 30 metres out from goal. Umpire call ball up. And interesting to say with Reece King as well, he's played 13 games this year and he's been named in the best 11 times. Efficiency, fantastic.
Yes, he's a young gun. He's not that far up being draftable, the kid. And he's had a ripping year again for Bond, so we'll see what happens with that. Just a lot of pressure at the moment, the Buffaloes. Every time they get the footy, they're under the pump to get rid of it. As you can see here, through the exchanges, can't get clear. Like on this occasion, they do get clear. Nice little kick. Not sure who kicked that. And it comes up in the direction there of his teammate in young Callum Eddy. One of 4 Eddy brothers today. Unbelievable, Jens. Hey,
keeping it in the family, mate.
It's like the Danaher brothers, mate. It's a great effort. The 4 brothers playing in here today. And on that occasion was Callum Eddy. Couldn't quite get it. It's the big fella. Good burn and balm. Another even in out. They both get a whack at that one as it comes out now to Buffaloes. But Bond are clear in the stoppage. Jack Fox with the clearance on the right boot. It's a great kick, and he finds his teammate there outside, just outside the 50. Adam Hall kicks it long. Not the greatest of kicks in the direction of Brazil, but Jack Jones all over him on that occasion. He can't cough it out. Out to the Buffaloes. They break clear. Nice little handball, nice little give by Cooper Lang, the 18-year-old for the Buffaloes. The ball now works its way up onto James Fallon. He goes quickly. They look to play on this side most of the time, Burnley, over the journey as it comes back down now across to Jaden Williams with the handball. They're under pressure now. It's their turn to find a bit of heat in the Bond as it flicks out now through the agency of Connor Pike. And they're wrapped up here. It looks like, I reckon, no, it's a free kick.
Too high. So what's happened there is he's even gone to avoid the tackle, but the umpire deemed it fair enough to pay the free kick across half back. Probably a bit of a professional free kick because he was away as the ball gets pumped towards the outer wing. Spoil there from Marnie from behind as the ball goes up towards half forward. And a strong mark taken there by the great man, Benny Merritt. And he pumps the ball long and kicks it behind. He probably could have slowed down there, Chipper.
Well, they just went the quick play the ball. Both teams looking to move it just quick. They've got good young running teams in terms of their abilities, and they look to use that on a day like today where it's nice and dry. As Jackson Clark delivers the footy now onto his teammate there, and Aidan Duncan, another one of the two brothers out there today. He flicks it on a bit further to a teammate, up onto the wing for the Buffaloes. Oh, what an attempt at a specky. The young fella, he's hit the
Andrew
ground.
Cannon.
Goodness
Oh, no,
me.
sorry. Can't really identify.
Might have been Hakeem. Well, not Hakeem Kennedy. He's still on all fours at the moment, taking the wind out of himself, wherever it was. Fantastic attempt at a specky, and I'll hopefully get him to turn around. He's wearing the red and white boots too, just to sort of match his spectacular flair in going for marks.
A good spoil there from Jaden Williams on the outer side as well. He's been outstanding already with a couple of great defensive plays across half back here for Bond Uni.
Declan Good.
Oh, Declan
Declan Good, mate.
How good was that effort?
If you're listening to the replay later on today, son, mate, what an attempt. You just learned to hang on to it, big fella.
He'll try again next year, give it every opportunity. We might have another crack at it today, as we'll see a ball boundary throw in. 15 minutes gone in this one. 2-14 in favour of Bond Uni, but it's Bentley who've yet to score. They pump the ball inside the forward 50. Great work in defence there from Ryan Cook. Gutsy effort there from the Buffaloes there at half forward, just trying to create something. It's not happening for them, but an important tackle there on the paint. We'll see a ball up at left half forward.
Yeah, you can see them working hard. They're starting to get themselves in the game, but the defence of Bond is just tight as you'd expect early in the grand final, and they just keep holding them up across half forward at the moment. But the Buffaloes go in again. Oh, geez, taking him out pretty high, I would have thought. Umpire sees it that way, and the young bloke there, I'm not sure who that is.
For the Buffaloes anyway, mate.
It's a Buffalo free kick, mate, and they're miles away. I can't see, my poor old eyes, Jens can't see that as he drives it along inside 50, about 30 metres out. Oh, it's a great mark coming across the side of the pack there for Bond. Fantastic grab, not quite sure who it was, as he kicks it clear. It was Fox. Fantastic work up onto the wing now, Jens.
Ball there on the outer side. Big booming kick there from Steve Marnie up towards half forward. He's trying to find Hall on a pursuit. He corrals his opponent hard on the boundary line. Great defensive work. Goes again. Oh, good work. G-A-W-N. He's gone. Great work, Hall, there at half forward. That's what we want to see. Just good second efforts there, mate. Chipper, it's fantastic.
Absolutely, Jens. He drives the ball in long, inside 50. Look at Benny Merritt, and Merritt almost unopposed there. Just read the footy a bit better than his direct opponent. Turns and snaps with the old traditional snapping thing you do. Straight out front. He's missed it, Benny Merritt. Couple of opportunities gone for him now. He should have probably taken more time, composed himself and gone back and put it through. Yes, I would have thought.
Spot on there. Take your time in a grand final. Every shot at goal is crucial. Now it's up to the Buffaloes. Can they turn defence into attack? They'll hope to do so through Mark Nolan with a big kick. One-on-one contest there. Spoiled a ground there from Jaden Williams. He has owned the back line for Bond Uni today so far in the first 18 minutes of play, as the ball will be switched out to the commentary side. No, he had Bacon there on his own. That could prove to be a poor decision now, as the Buffaloes are just fiddling around with the ball. A big booming kick inside the forward 50. Boundary line might be the best option. Not here. Ryan Cook working hard, turns the ball over. Good effort there from Ollie Smart. Now there's some pressure here for the Buffaloes. They force the turnover 30 metres out from goal. Ball dribbles out towards the boundary line. How's the umpire going to see this? It's a throw-in. Most dangerous they've looked, Bentley.
Yeah, it is, Jens. As you said, they're sort of working their way in their game. It's still no easy pickings for them whatsoever, because Bond's defence has been so good. But both teams really having a crack early, as you'd expect in a grand final like today. Ball's wrapped up, another Buffalo in first, and another Bond tackle.
I can't stress enough, Jaden Williams has been outstanding today. He's been a 3 or 4 contest. Just reminds me a little bit of what Josh Gibson was like from Hawthorn, just his great defensive spoils.
Yeah, mate. No, well, you're coming from outside in too, so you get a real clean look at these boys, Ian. Half of them is a bit the same for myself. Haven't seen them either, but I do know probably up to half of both lots of players in both teams. We'll see them over the traps. We'll know a bit about them. But in terms of doing them in a grand final, again, we apologise to both clubs for our perhaps lack of IDing, but we'll get it right by the end of the day as it comes back out now to Cook. Cook with the handball across to his Bond teammate. That's young Ollie Smart, I reckon, wrapped it under the arm. He's a will-o'-the-wisp, this kid. He gets it back again now. He's a great player, really stable on his feet. He delivers in board there to his teammate in Oliver Farrad. He goes across now to Reece King, and the young guns combining there. Out onto the wing now from Reece King on that trusty left. He finds his teammate in Connor Pike.
So Pike now will pump the ball up towards half forward. Looking for Brazel! Can't quite take it down. He was the meat in the sandwich there. A buffalo sandwich as well. As good work there from Connor Pike again on the outer wing. Again, the follow-up work with the defensive tackle. And we'll see a ball up between wing and half forward. Bentley, as we're ticking the time on, have not scored in this grand final. Only been inside 53 or 4 times. But the way that Bond Uni have been able to clear has just been outstanding.
Yeah, so the argument there would be, Jens, I suppose, they're 2-3 to no score at the moment, Bond Uni, but have they really got the reward for effort? They've been probably a bit better. They could be 2 or 3 goals further in front. So grand finals, you've got to make the most of your chances. It comes out now to Bond. Beautiful, elusive work there from the young fellas. It goes forward, but greatly trapped off there. Jordan Bashik, great work, but he's fiddled around for too long, and the Bond tackling comes into play again, that forward defensive pressure.
It's something we've spoken about in the first 20 minutes. It has been electric.
Really good work. We'll just try and pick out the young fella who laid the tackle there.
I think that might even be Crosby at a glance.
Yeah. If it is, well, he's your boy too, then, so you should be able to get him, you would think. It's only early. Pretty critical from their point of view that they probably kick this Bond, and probably from Buffaloes, of course. It'll be nice to stay this close.
Question of accuracy on its way. That was in fact Andrew Cannon, and he goes bang. And they've kicked 3. It's 3-3-21. Bond Uni to Bentley yet to score. And I guess we were talking about before, just the reward for effort. That's an expression of it right there.
Oh, look, absolutely. That's atypical of the game they've bought in the opening 20 minutes of the grand final. And just reward, 3-3 to no score, probably typifies the type of energy Bond are bringing at the moment. But again, Buffalo haven't been disgraced. The Buffaloes, they've certainly been cracking in. They just had no time or space when they're getting their hands on the footy right at the minute.
Buffaloes have been putting 2 on Brazil as well, so that means there's an extra man in the forward line ready to crumb and ready to get a goal scoring opportunity as rucks go up. Merritt contests there as they look to push forward again here. Bond Uni inside the forward 50, stuck the one Duke out, Adam Hall, but he turns the ball over, left foot kick, hugging the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw in between wing and half forward. Commentary side, it's 21-0.
It is 21-0, 22 minutes in. Big Benny Merritt now has a bit of a go in the ruck. He can play all over the place, Benny Merritt, and in fact that's got to be a free kick. Umpire not paid there, lets it all go as he's done for most of the day so far, the umpire. Kick smothered there by Bond. Back to the Buffaloes again through the agency of Aidan Duncan this time. Out to his teammate there. It looks like Jackson Clark, possibly with the football there. He drives it forward on the wing. It's a beautiful kick. Centimetre perfect. Dropped what he should have taken there, the young Buffalo Bill. As it goes on now, out to the Bond boys in Nathan Thomas. And he looks like he's going to be bundled over. No, he hasn't been bundled over, and the ball's kept in there.
Up towards half forward now. Here's a genuine opportunity. It's a foot race. He's got a teammate there. Loose if he wants him now. It's a 2-on-2 contest there at half forward. And a boundary throw in again. Outstanding pressure from Bond Uni at half back, even just to get a hand on the tackler to force the error. And it means that we see a boundary throw on the other side.
Yeah, no, it's good pressure again as they go up. Merritt v. Balm. Ball comes down. Oh, it's a bit of a crude looking tackle attempt there from the Buffalo, but the umpire again lets it go. And as we said, Jens, a lot being left go, especially early in grand finals. I think anything 50-50, you just can't give it. You only got to give the blatant ones. Although I think they've seen a few blatant ones are getting overlooked too.
Oh, it's just a hard day, contested footy. It's grand final. Everyone's excited. And we'll see a ball up. But I just sort of feel the possession count. Bond Uni sort of having probably 65 to 70% of the play. Haven't really made the most of it just yet. So it'll be interesting to see whether some of the wind's taken out of their sails and what energy they have as the game goes on, as Ollie Smart sees it out of bounds. in the left half-back. 24 and a half gone.
Just important, just for Buffalo's self-belief and confidence, especially after last year's grand final. It'd be nice for them to get a goal in the next 4 or 5 minutes just to keep the game alive in the belief factors. They're only 20 points down, but just to score on the board for their work and effort would be nice too.
Jackson Clark there on the outer side finds his teammate who is under a bit of pressure now. Clark dishes out a handball as they Buffaloes go inside the forward 50 and he spots up his teammate in Braden Eddy, who's had a pretty solid season in front of goals. He's kicked 28 for season 2019, and he has a chance to kick goal number 29, and you've hit the nail on the head there, Chipper. Just get one before quarter time. They would love it. Here's the chance.
Just get the one. They're fluky conditions. The breeze is a bit swirly as it was yesterday, so it won't be an easy kick for Eddie.
The blood rule now.
Yeah, I think we got that Dean Davis Productions. Bit of blood and claret coming from the face there of the Bond player in.
That's Andrew Cannon.
Andrew Cannon comes off. He's been handy early too, the young fella.
Kicked the goal before. But here's the time to shine here for Braden Eddy. The wind starts to pick up now. He must kick this goal. He kicks it long, but it fades to the right, minus score. It's a sign though.
It's a sign.
You get one score on the board.
Yendi, your score's a score, mate.
Absolutely, we'll take that.
Get it in there. A point's a point, and they just need to turn that now into a couple of goals as well as it goes on to long bomb, left foot from Bond. Oh, Declan, good. My goodness, a couple of big flies already in the opening quarter of the grand final. It's King to Merritt, drives it forward to the wing, finds his teammate now there in Stephen Marnie, the captain, on the left foot. Gee, they've got a few left footers. Bond, he goes inside 50 and big Goodburn. 2 bites of the cherry, not paid umpire. Ollie Smart, oh, he almost could have taken that. He goes back and butters up. He's not clean though. Out to the Buffalo belt. Another tackle brings down James Fallon. Another Bond tackle again. This time it looks like it could be the captain again. Marnie goes forward again with that trusty left. Looking there for Brazil. Nudges his teammate out. And Brazil on 95 goals. He's probably been the one Bond player that hasn't really looked like it early in the game.
Exactly. It was just a bit of a careless kick inside the forward 50 as well. Good pressure here from Fox. Ooh. And he's thrown out of bounds. But just with that kick there from Marnie, he just bombed, knowing that Brazil was there. He had a lot of numbers on him. Be more direct. There's an extra player loose inside that forward line. If they've got 2 on him, look for the one that's loose, even at half forward. Yeah,
well, that's true. Jens, or even just put it out in front of them a bit so they can run onto it or lead onto it. But nevertheless, they're getting plenty in there, so I guess they're going to keep scoring if they do that. It's Buffalo, the Buffalo boys. Keep working at Jack James.
Here he is.
Brazil gets one back on Jackie James, but Jackie James, in true fashion, dives back on the footy and saves what could have been another goal to the Bond team. Runs it over the line, and yet another point to Bond. They go to 3-4-22, leading the Beenleigh boys just one behind. I keep getting desire to call the Beenleigh the Buffalo Bills. It's
like it still works, mate.
I'm in the States, mate. But I think if we get a couple of Buffalo Bills in, it won't be the end of the world today, mate.
I'll be happy to suit our American friends as the ball gets pumped long inside the forward 50. Brazil went up. He couldn't quite take the mark as Beenleigh tried to clear the ball across half back. Good pressure, no prior. Good hard work in there from, I think it was Meany. Socket out towards the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in. So 21 points the margin, nearly 30 gone in this first term. Only 3 goals kicked, but Chipper, a lot of stoppages.
Yeah, a lot of stoppages, a lot of footy to play out as well. It's worth noting, it's Ben Merritt shoves his opponent, Balm out of the way, gets it forward, not much penetration on the kick. Hakeem Kennedy out of defence now for the Beenleigh boys. Out across now to his teammate James Fallon. Good run and carry back to Hakeem. He's got some talent, that boy. He kicks it forward. Oh, the gates are opening up here. If they get a good bounce, they do. He's under the pump, though, the young fella. Over to the headbanded fella in Jacob Zingham when he overruns it. Back out, and Bond look like they might have saved the day here as they clear it out across the wing.
Too good there. Sorry, that was Ollie Smart. Spots his teammate there on the burst at half forward in his captain. He pumps the ball into 2-on-1. The ball clears out there in the back. And the 2 will prevail now as Beenleigh Kicks the ball, it'll go too far. It's still inside the field of play, yes. But he turns the ball over. It's going to get put straight back in. This is dangerous. Good pressure from Von Uni. A shot at goal. It's going through for a minor score.
Gee, Jens, it's good at the pressure, the Bond applied. What about the efforts here of young Jackson Clark? Backing back with the play. Young fella almost taking the footy. Good on you, son. It was a fantastic effort from you.
There's the Buffaloes jet set again on the outer side. Dangerous kick again on the bounce there. Good defensive pressure. That's great. He's gone. Free kick will go to the Bull Sharks there at half forward.
Reece King again from almost identical position. He slotted that goal a bit earlier, maybe 5 or 6 metres further out. He's going to probably have to kick it from 48, 50 metres.
He lobs the ball into space and he turns the ball over now.
Clark
again. He's in a good purple patch at the moment as the Buffaloes across the outer side trying to negotiate something in Suter. Right foot kick. He turns the ball over on the outer wing. Now the Bull Sharks, what have they got on offer? A left foot kick up towards half forward. Players will fly. Ball hits the deck. Crosby there was at ground level. Right foot kick up and under. It's a 2-on-1 foot race now towards Marnie. He turns. He couldn't quite get his hand on the ball, and a spiralling kick there from the Buffaloes. The ball bounces on its point. It stays in the field of play. Both teammates couldn't negotiate something there. And we'll see it thrown at half forward for the Bull Sharks.
Goodness me, mate. It looked like they were about to clear the footy, the Buffalo boys.
They just didn't have the communication there. They weren't in sync.
It was tight. It was tight pickings, and a couple of trips there didn't help their cause either. There, young Cooper Lang and his teammate there in James Fallon couldn't quite get it. As they go up again, Barham and Goodburn with the knock. Gets it forward there in the direction of his teammate in Connor Pike. And it'll be another throw in as Bond continue to use the bench. And it looking over, it looks like young Ola Renshaw is probably out for the day. He haven't seen him back out there either.
Cannon's just come back onto the ground. He'll go over to this passage here, so it's good he's recovered. But yeah, sad news with Ola Renshaw after kicking in the opening goal of the game. Hopefully his teammates can go the journey and power on through to a premiership win as the ball's brought to ground there by the Buffaloes. Handball under pressure out to Suter. Again, the pressure from the Bull Sharks is outstanding. We'll see a ball up right on the paint of the final series logo.
Nice to have a bit of footy right in front of the commentary box, Jens, from our point of view anyway.
Unbelievable, we love it.
Hey, it makes player ID a lot better.
As it's quarter time here at Yeronga, the scores, Bond Uni 3-5-23 to Bentley, 1 behind. Goal scorers so far, Mitch Ola Renshaw with 1, Reece King with 1, Andrew Cannon with 1. Just a quick comment from you before we head off to the quarter time break.
Yeah, well look, it's worth noting Bond were terrific. Their pressure and tackling and pressure was just a class above the Burnley boys for that quarter. 3-5 to 1 point testifies to that. It's got to be said though, kicking right a screen on that on this coverage. Yesterday, that was the scoring end as well. There is probably a 2 to 3 goal wind advantage, you would think, even though it's a bit swirly. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to take a little bit of work for the Burnley boys to come out the next quarter and try and bridge that gap.
Well, it is quarter time here at Yeronga. We'll be back with the electrifying second term right after this. Yes, welcome back. Second term action here. Bond Uni 3-5-23, Bentley 1 behind. We've got some breaking news which we'll deliver in the first stoppage as the ball gets up along towards the forward line now. For Bond Uni, they press the ball inside the forward line out towards Merritt. He's got 2 players hot on his hammer and we'll go for a boundary throw in. But Chippo, we've got some breaking news on young Mitch Ola Renshaw.
Well, we do. The young fella would have seen those watching the first quarter. Of course, young Mitch Ola Renshaw came off with what looked like not just a game-ending injury, but possibly a next season-ending type of knee injury. Well, I'll tell you, folks, call him Lazar Renshaw now, Lazarus Renshaw, because he's out in the forward half for the Bond team, ready to go again. He's out there, which is great news for Bond and great news for young Mitch Olorenshaw.
And of course, he's got a good family connection as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah. The nephew, we believe, of Ricky Olorenshaw, the former Bomber, Essendon Bomber star and Premiership player, 1993 Premiership player, Ricky Olorenshaw. Mitch is the cousin of. It's Ollie Smart. He's racking them up this afternoon. Flicks it across to his Bond teammate. He drives inside with that left foot, laser-like, but it's going to go out of bounds as Benny Merritt.
Oh, it might be. He's going to remonstrate. This could get a little bit hot in the kitchen here at half forward. Just copped a little bit of a nudge. Didn't like the treatment. They'll work their way out of it now. We'll have a boundary throw in. Left forward pocket.
Don't mess with the Duncan brothers, Jens. Hey, Benny Merritt's taken on young Aidan Duncan and the captain, Johnny Duncan. He would have been flying from wherever he was on the field, I'd imagine.
Wouldn't live to see next year's season at all. Boundary throw in here, brought to ground there by the Bull Sharks there at ground level. Here's a high tackle taken there. And that's the great man in question.
Yeah, it is.
Lazarenshaw.
Lazarenshaw. Have a look at that. Nearly had his head pulled off. He got decapitated as well.
Nearly lost his knee earlier on and nearly lost his head. He plays on now, gets the ball going on to Kane Peters. It'll just fall up a little bit short. Fades across the face of goal now. Buffalo's now on the outer side. He might turn the ball over. Hand in there from Ollie Smart. Good, don't argue there from Connor Pike on the outer side. Finds his teammate there in Adam Hall. Good pressure there from the Buffaloes there through Andy Suter. Hamill on the outer side, hoping to find his teammate on the bounce there for Jack Rennicks. It wasn't forthcoming now. Big opportunity here for the Bull Sharks inside the forward 50. No talk. Both players went up there for the Buffaloes, and now they look to steady in their way.
Hakeem Kennedy, he's been good. Hakeem Kennedy across half-back in the opening stage of the grand final. Finds his Buffalo teammate there. He drives it long. It's a bit of a wobbly gong as it bounces forward. Bit of dirty ball. Buffalo with the chance if they get the bounce. Can't quite get over it. There's 3-on-3. They're a show. And now it's Buffalo's turn to apply the pressure. And they've done so beautifully inside the forward 50. And the young fella there from the Beenleigh Buffaloes will turn around the moment and identify himself. Number 3, James Fallon. Great pressure and a great tackle from him. He'll have a shot probably again, mate, because the wind's going that way, Jens.
Yeah, it definitely has picked up over the last sort of 20 minutes, really, to the right of your dial or the right of the screen.
He's going to shoot from 48-metre mark. It's not a bad-looking kick. It's a mark to the Buffaloes on the line. I think it might be little Calamity. He's no taller than me, Jens. Hey,
look out.
5 foot nothing.
Geez, hope for you yet, mate.
He's taken the mark right on the goal line. Terrific mark. He's a real uncanny goal reading sense in that front half.
He's kicked on for the season.
Yeah, he's a good little clever player around goals. Just a dinky little kick. Look at that. Calamity. Put your glasses down, son. That's a magnificent measured goal from the boundary. He's a right footer, Callum, of course, so he had to use the unnatural side there as Calamity puts on the first for the Beenleigh Buffaloes team. They go to 1-1-7, trailing Bond 3-5-23. It's a 16-point ball game at the 4-minute mark of the second term.
Well, it's taken 36 minutes for them to get their first goal on the board, which is a good reward for hard effort. And just that good defensive pressure was something we spoke about in that first term, that the Bull Sharks were executing to perfection. Now the Beenleigh were able to do that themselves as Rucks will go up again, brought to ground there from the Bull Sharks. They'll try and get the ball forward. Slippery as an eel was Andrew Cannon. Finds his teammate there in Goodburn. He pumps the ball along and he gets his man up forward with a strong mark. And if you play in front, leading as well as he has there, a young Benjamin Merritt, he'll go through and have his chance. And he's had a couple of shots at goal that he did rush Chipper. So now he's got to take his time.
Yeah, he has, Jens. And Benny Merritt, such a critical, integral part of this team. He's really the spiritual captain of this side. He's in his 30s now, winding down his career, but he's been a ripper for so long as he kicks on goal. I don't think he's made any mistake on this occasion, and he hasn't. And he slaps it through, and his Bond teammates come in and congratulate him as the Bond Bull Sharks kicked their fourth for the afternoon, 4-5-29, leading Beenleigh 1-1-7, 5 minutes in, and just getting back to young Benny Merritt, of course the son of the great Rog, legend in his own right for the Bombers and the Bears as well, and living on the Gold Coast nowadays. But Ben, again, he's been a great player and a really loyal servant to the Bond Footy Club in recent years.
And it was a great lead there too, and that shows his experience, his ability to read the ball well. The ball was put in the spot, and he judged the mark to perfection as rucks will go up again. The quick reply there from Bon Uni was perfect. Ball brought to ground there from Balm as so the Buffaloes try and get the quick reply now. Ball on the outer side. Hard work there by Ollie Smart. He concedes ground and he finds a teammate there in Kane Peters. He was told to switch. He objects and goes across the outer side. Hard work there from Fox. He brings the ball to ground now to Reece King. Left foot kick up towards half forward now. Ball still inside the field of play. Socket off the ground by the Buffaloes, and we'll see a Andrew thrown in front of the scoreboard. 6.5 gone, 22 points of margin.
Yeah, just a nice evenly poised game in it at the ends. It's pretty important. 6 minutes in, both teams kicked the goal. Important, of course, with that deficit that Beenleigh, and for confidence, can hopefully bridge that gap before half time. But in this occasion, it's actually inside the 50 for Bond as Merritt had his kick smothered, and then another attempt by Bond puts it out of bounds and out on the full deep.
That was from Adam Hall, and had a really good game at half forward so far. A lot of tackling and getting his hands on the ball. Unfortunately, didn't make the most of the opportunity there, but he's getting his hands on the ball, looking very dangerous every time.
Yeah, you're right, Jens. He was good. They've had a lot of slick moves. They've got a lot of good medium-sized players. Bond that just all look like they're capable. They've all got like a bit of turn of speed and a lot of left-footers with noting as well. So we'll see how that unfolds. It's kicked out of the half-forward flank there for Buffaloes. The tackle laid. Umpire lets it go as has been his want today. Good burn handballs to the teammate. That's out of bounds. We'll have another throw in. About 50 metres out from the Bond goal.
Goodwin involved in that passage of play there. Goodwin, probably one of the biggest big men on the ground today. Even Stevens there in the ruck as Ollie Smart sees the ball out of bounds. And you mentioned earlier, Chipper, that he's been getting his hands on the ball a lot today. It's unreal. It's great to watch.
Smart, yeah. Ollie, look, he's a knee-full. He's a draftable kid, Ollie Smart, I reckon. He's not far off the very best levels, and he's playing this competition, been very dominant, played in the South Queensland side this year as a result of that. And his mate in trade, Reece King, they're both two young guns, both 18-year-olds with a bit of talent. Speaking of which, there's Smart now, ropes it up again. He's got that Scotty Waters movement, the low centre of gravity through the hips as he drives it forward. Bit of a dirty
and that was
rubber
Hall
kick.
Again.
It was Hall.
The book's coming out here. The book is coming out. Report is going to be made. There's a little bit of how you're doing on a Sunday afternoon grand final there at centre half forward for Bond Uni. But a player's going to be carded. And a report has been made. It'll go that the incident happened against Adam Hall.
Yeah, and it's a Beenleigh player running towards. He's got a bit of facial hair, just trying to pick him up.
Naturally, there's a fair bit of remonstration there from the Bond Uni boys.
Yeah,
so yellow card.
We'll pick him up. The player in question is Suter. Andrew Suter was the one that remonstrated and copped, unfortunately for him, copped the card. I think it's a 10-minute sin bin, so to speak, or something like that, Jens. I'm not sure.
20 minutes, I think he'll be off the ground
20,
for.
Yeah.
It's a shame because he's been doing some great things there for Beenleigh in this game.
Big, strong body there. As Ollie Smart gets a handball, fires from 50 into a slight breeze, almost to the goal line. Comes down to Mitchell Renshaw. He nearly did it again, Mitchell Renshaw, as he did in the first quarter. It comes back out there, Buffalo defending grimly. The Buffaloes out to Ollie Smart again. This time, though, it's three ages here. Good. He can't quite clean it up. Smart overruns it again. No one's really clean at this point, but on this occasion, it goes out through the agency of Duncan, who gives it off, and there's another fumble out of bounds over on the outer wing. We'll see another ball up there, Jens, and plenty of pressure.
I just wonder how that yellow card is going to unbalance Beenleigh as well too. That's going to hurt them too, particularly if they still want to play two defensive players on Brazil.
Well, I think I think he was replaced though. I don't think it was. I think he was actually replaced when he came off like an interchange. I'll have to just double check that.
We'll see how we go, as we should see another ball up there. But that sort of does upset the structures a little bit. But I mean, speaking of Brazil, he hasn't had a kick today, or he's had a kick that was smothered. That's about the extent of his participation so far.
Yeah, no, that's right, mate. He's had no influence on a game where Bond's been a bit dominant. Jack Jones is doing a terrific job on him down back there. And just noticing that Burnley going a bit defensive with an extra defender down there, hoping to get some drive with the extra numbers as they just butcher it. If you're going to have an extra defender behind, boys, you can't go and just butcher it forward if you don't have the numbers. As it comes out to Smart on the wing, on the left foot, mate, he can kick it left and he can kick it right. Look at that, beautifully to Ben Merritt. 60 out, he drives it, a measured kick inside, and it's a silly free kick, young man. Bryce McGregor, unnecessary, didn't need to do it, young fella. And it's going to give a shot to that man in question.
Yeah.
Brazil will line up. No, he won't. No, he won't.
Oh, no.
No, he won't. It's Lazarus. Lazarenko. He gets it. Look at this. The young fella, and I think it was his left. Yeah, it was his left knee that he hurt. Oh, a bit uncertain, a bit wonky, and he's copping a barrage from the Burnley supporters right on that flank. Probably put him off a little bit, the young fella, and still probably dazed, mate, after we thought his season was over. But anyway, it's a reprieve for Burnley as it goes forward, driving, and the wind's taking that right in front of the commentary box and the coach's boxes there for Bond. And we'll see a boundary throw in right in front of us here with young Balm and Goodburn to do battle.
So Rucks will contest here in front of us on the commentary side. Ball picked up beautifully there by Goodburn. Handballs over the top to Fox. It's picked off there by Kane Peterson. Up and under kick, trying to make it rain. Good courage shown there by Jay Meany, but he can't quite get his hands on the ball as it's carried along the corridor now. Handball dished out now to Zingelman. Zingelman finds his teammate there who was on the wrong foot. He recovers well. Right foot kick. Goal! Magnificent end-to-end transition there from the Buffaloes, and they got the goal they so destined the need. And I think that was James Fallon.
No, it was Callum Eddie again.
Number 2.
Kicked his second. He's kicked the team's total at the moment, 2 goals. They go to 2 goals, 1-13, trailing Bond 4-6-30. It's a close game, or it's certainly closer than it was, and magnificent work. We spoke about this kid. He's not much of him, Callum Eddie, but he's got a great low centre of gravity. He's quicker than he looks. And he's clever on his feet on that occasion, just shuffled the hips just enough to elude his defender and shake him off, and then snap truly, and 2 goals to young fella. Buffaloes, back in it. Yes.
Just the momentum they needed. Some good hard transition work there from Zingelman that set up that goal as they try and generate another as Kennedy. Oh, he's feeling a little bit worse for wear in the middle of the ground now as Crosby trying to get his hands on the pill. It's taken there by Jack Fox, who dribbles the kick up towards half forward now. Handball dished out there from Ola Renshaw. A kick up towards half forward now. Good spoil there from the Buffaloes. So they try and carry it out of bounds, and we'll see a throw in. And just a reminder, of course, that we did see one of the players in suit who was yellow carded before, and he has been put on report.
There's young Kennedy's coming off the ground. He caught one in the old
southern region,
yeah,
mate.
That's it, mate. He's coming off the ground for a little bit of a breather. It's Balm. Good work from him. He's like a little ruck rover the way he grabbed that football right in front of us here. Reece King smashed to the ground. Braden Eddy coming up. The Buffaloes have found some energy from somewhere as Declan Gould is thrown off the ball as he kicks it. But young Jacob Zingelman, they've found a lease of life, Jens.
They certainly have. They're up and about. But then they turn the ball over now. Nathan Thomas finds a teammate by hand. He bombs the ball up towards the commentary wing. Good use of the body there by Goodburn. He gets on his bike. He wheels around. It's 3-on-3 contest. This might suit the gun forward. And a strong mark taken there.
Brazil.
He's got to go back and kick this now. It's his first major chance. And, of course, we're on the Brazil bandwagon today.
Absolutely.
Jag 5, kick the ton. Just add a bit more romance to the day of this grand final.
Tough kick there from this spot, this pocket. Jens into a stiff breeze. He's going to kick it from 47, 48 metres.
He's got to aim for that left-hand point post.
He's no chances, Jens.
It's grand final day, I reckon
he is the leading goal kicker in the competition. 95 goals. Look at this.
Well, he aimed for that left-hand point post. It was the right idea, but the wind.
No chance.
Didn't put any money on it. Saved your money.
Oh, look, it was a tough kick. I reckon Tony Lockett might have struggled to kick that one. It was deep in the pocket. Had to kick it a fair way.
He had to sort of go on his right and try and get that extra distance, and the hook affected the kick as the Buffaloes now straight down the throat there of Brazel. If he gets on his bike now, there's a vacant goal square. He plays on, right foot kick. It's a helicopter, one that'll land about 15 metres out from goal. Kick smothered. Good pressure there from Buffaloes. Chance here for Hall. Handball's back now, finds a teammate. Sofa standing start. Great goal, Andrew Cannonberg, his second. And that is Bond Uni's fifth. Game margin back out to 21 points at the 15.5 minute mark.
Well, we're getting some excitement now, Jens. I'll tell you what, just as the Buffalo Bills have fired up and started to find some confidence and zipping it around, Bond reply immediately. Brazel gets a couple of touches, hasn't even been in the game until halfway through this second quarter, but he looks like he's found some confidence, and all of a sudden we've got a ripping game on our hands at the moment. It's fantastic as we get a vocal bench right beside us here, Jens. The Bond boys. Anyone think it's a grand final? It was a premiership at stake, mate. Goodness me.
Well, hopefully we get this sort of feel in maybe 2 quarters time when we've only got about 10 minutes to go and action's a little bit closer. The intensity will sort of lift. We've got a fair bit of intensity at the moment now as Goodburn brings it down the ground, but it's picked off there beautifully there by Declan Good. And a free kick will go towards the Buffaloes. Advantage not paid, so good.
He's bouncy. Declan Good's got some bounce. He's the boy that flew for those 2 ripping marks in the first quarter. But this is Hall kicking it now, Mark. Mark had a great season for the goal scorers there, I reckon, Jens, but he's kicked some really goals, Mark Nolan, and he's found the man of the moment, Calametti.
Well, he's turning this game on its head.
Calametti, the 5'2" full forward, mate, he's on fire. I can say that about Callum. Similar heights to young fellas, short fellas, we appreciate that, mate. No disrespect.
The best forwards are small players, aren't they?
Of course they are, mate. Hey, a good small man always beat a good tall man. Jens, you know the story on that one, mate. As Calametti, he's going to come in, shoot from 30. He's been a dead-eye Dick so far, and he's allowed for the win, but just pulled it a fraction and hits the post as it comes back with that breeze. Calametti, that would have been a handy little one 17 minutes into the second quarter as Burnley have breathed some life back in this grand final, and they're looking to come, and they need to just make the most of those opportunities as it comes down, punched away. Kept inboard there beautifully by the Burnley lad there in Jonathan Jennings. And the ball is over the boundary line, out of bounds, and it's Bond's turn to defend. They've sort of answered every challenge so far today, Jens, the Bond team. But Burnley is certainly coming at it as we speak.
Absolutely, as rucks go up again. Ball slipped out the back, handballed over his head there was Dan Baum, and we'll see a boundary throw in. Left half forward, or right half forward for Burnley. They're coming, but they just need to generate something now, and they must get a goal in this passage of play. It has to happen, but it's not going to happen as Brazel, he's come 120 metres up the ground. You wouldn't think that he'd be the gun forward in the competition. He's got 95 goals. He kicks the ball up towards the commentary wing, looking for Merrick. Good spoil there from his opposite number there. Good bump there as good work there from Zingleman. He's going in again. Handballs the ball out towards the boundary line. Mitch Olarentia involved in that passage of play. Kick along the boundary line. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go to Beenley on the centre wing commentary side. James Fallon. He'll take the kick. Lots of one-on-one contest, so he's probably just going to have to go down the line. But Goodburn, he was there. Dangerous kick, very dangerous. Has wrapped up there was Cannon. And we'll see a ball up. They can't be forward to turning the ball over. Chipper at that area of the ground.
Oh, they can't, mate. It's been a few mistakes, mate. The heat of the battle, it's a grand final. Both teams giving it their all and crashing in. And, of course, the breeze is quite swirly, mate, and not helping for clean possession as it comes back down again. Another strong tackle. Both teams really applying terrific tackle pressure this afternoon. And no fear or favour. They're all going in there as we have a new ruckman here in Mitchell McMillan up against Goodburn, and Goodburn clears it forward onto Hall, who bangs it inside 50.
A big opportunity here again, here for the mighty Bond Uni side as Goodburn squeezes the ball around the body. It's taken here by Bentley. Kick out towards the commentary. Players are going to fly. As the ball comes out now, the back now to Renix. He finds a teammate here in Mortimer. First time we've called him today. Goodburn out now to Pike. A kick up towards half forward, taken out there, blindsided by the umpire. I think there was Brazel. He looks at the umpire and says, "What about that one?" The umpire says, "No, we'll see boundary throwing it half forward."
Yeah, well, good to see a bit of footy on the outside of the ground, of course, and of course all the support, most of the support today is on this side of the ground, so it's good that the players have recognised the fans and playing the footy in our quarter, as well as the commentary quarter. As a kick across the body from Beenleigh goes out of bounds on the full, and young Renix, is it? No, it's Blair Mortimer will take the kick. You can see it holding up in the breeze as he kicks it. It's a good 2-3 goal breeze into the teeth of it as Pike is ridden by James Fallon into the ground.
Yep, and the umpire is saying that it was locked into him?
Yeah, no, it was. It was a fair call. Look, I mean, there's plenty of fans out in the outer disagreeing, but again, as we've said all day, Jens, you got to just let the 50-50s go on a day like today. As Brazel and McMillan go for it in the ruck. Brazel tries to do one over the shoulder. Reece King wraps up his Beenleigh opponent there with a tackle. It's another ball up right in front of the faithful there on the left river end wing, half flank spot. 45 out, and they go up again. Brazel, McMillan. They're all. It's a bit of volleyball going on. Yenzi, look at that. As Johnny Duncan, the captain of Beenleigh, kicks it. Just a cute little kick, not the one you'd want to see. He needed to just get it on the boot, Jens, up on the wing and get some yardage away from goal. And it's going to be another bowl up or throw in, 50 out from goal.
It's going to be tough here if it was well for Beenleigh if they try and clear the ball out on this attacking side. They've got Goodburn who's filling the hole, so they're going to have to be creative if they're going to clear out as the ball kicked around the body there from the captain, Marnie. And I think it's a good move from there from the coaching staff as well. Goodburn clearly the standout player on the ground in terms of the height. If he's not in the ruck, he's still playing a good defensive role.
Well, they've got the forwards in Brazel and of course Benny Merritt can both ruck adequately up forward. So Goodburn only needs to play 2/3 of the ground, which is what he's doing. And here he is right now over the back. It doesn't come to him, but he's got other teammates to help out. Apply the pressure, give it off now to Ollie Smart. And there's the man in question, Goodburn. Gee, we'd be great coaches, wouldn't we, Jens, if we were setting up as he bombs it inside 50 to the towards Benny Merritt. Can't take it. There's good tackles on. Merritt's back in amongst it again, and as is his direct opponent there in Bryce McGregor. Bob's up, and we're going to have another. This is probably the 6th ball up, Jens, in the last 90 seconds in that 45-metre zone.
We've seen that a lot lately as Merritt, he's taken straight away, and they just keep racking them up. We've seen 3 goals for the quarter, but countless stoppages. With the first quarter went for 32 minutes. This will go around that mark as well as Merritt belts the ball forward, trying to find his teammate there in King, but it's taken there by the Buffaloes as they try and negotiate the ball across half back. Now here's a big opportunity. The game is starting to open up now. Out to Hingelman. Bounces in front of him. Just couldn't quite get the ball there. He recovers well. These efforts have been exceptional. He's working hard. Good work there from Mortimer. And he finds Goodburn. Goodburn now gets the ball on now into his teammate. And he turns the ball over. It slips through the fingers there of Fallon. Holding the ball. Free kick. It'll go to the Buffaloes.
Bryce McGregor gives it off to James Fallon. James Fallon drives inside 50, but it's Goodburn, the big fella, playing that kick behind the play, and it's paying off at the moment for Bond. He's had 3 touches in the last minute or 2 as it comes off. Good pressure there from the Buffalo Bills as it gets driven out there through the agency of the Bond defender. Comes out, Fallon flicks it off, can't clear it. Lazar Renshaw, he can't get rid of it. Benny Merritt's a cute little dinky little kick to the captain, Steve Marnie, on the trusty left. He fires it in. It's a beautiful kick. Adam Hall, it's a slips catch. He goes on. He's got the running Ollie Smart. He's clear. He's got yards clear. He's 20 out. He'll shoot for goal. Ollie Smart and the Bond Bull Sharks celebrate a magnificent bit of play on the central wing. Transfer on transfer. and Ollie Smart. Well done, son. A good finish into the breeze. And the Bond Uni Bull Sharks are 6-6-42, leading the Beenleigh Buffaloes 2-2-14. It's 25 minutes in the second quarter, Jens. And boy, gee, it's an exciting one.
It certainly is. That play started with Goodburn there. Playing that kick behind, as you've highlighted, as we've discussed in the last 5 minutes, and they were able to transition the ball forward. The speed to burn here from Steve Marning was electric. It opened it up, the transition from half back right down to the forward line there, and that's hard when you get the overlap happening there and the opposition to push forward. To find that space is remarkable, and they get ready to go again.
No, it's good, and good players involved in the whole chain. On this occasion, Goodburn wins the knockout, but it's now that man in question, Andrew Suited, back on the ground. He gets it out. They probably sorely missed him. He gets that first display off the halfback, comes back now into the Bond player. He's kept it just inside. No, he hasn't, says the umpire, as Mr. Jack Renix jogs off in shaking the head because he thought he was off and away there, and it wasn't. So the Buffalo Bills with a chance here, 60 metres out from goal, as Big Goodburn punches it forward. He's infringed as Barmy. No, Goodburn's infringed Barmy. So Barmy will take the kick. He goes wide, and not a good option. Not a good option with that breeze, and he miskicked it as well. Unfortunately, goes out of bounds.
That's pressure of grand finals, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. Kick it to a 50-50, tighten the boundary with the wind. Just no percentages in that. Just kick it to the hot spot, Jens, no doubt. But anyway, what they do get is a stoppage, 45 out from goal. Barm, front position, good tap down there, young fella, into the captain, John Duncan. Gets his head half ripped off. Umpire lets it go. And a couple more Bond tackles, and there's a little bit of how's your father here with the young Zingles v Jay Meaney, who we haven't called either today. Just going blow to blow. Goodburn punches away.
A free kick will go for an infringement there, and it'll go to the Buffaloes.
Barm again.
Yeah, so Barm, well, we had an effort a couple of moments ago. You just need to put it up towards the hot spot there. We just put it long towards the top of the square. It's going, and the wind is starting to pick that up, and it goes out of bounds on the full. And we'll see a free kick.
Yeah. Just again, that was, and look, and without picking on young Daniel Barm, but both times he's kicking with his right foot on the outer side where the wind's blowing, and not adjusting to allow for it, unfortunately, and just gone over bounds each time, and as showed by the wind there, Bond have done just the same thing as well. You've just got to allow for the conditions, lads.
Bring it up towards the corridor.
Yep. Just go on the percentage side. Don't try and be too cute. Even the greatest of AFL players would struggle to hit their targets in some of that wind. As Jack James is the one, he's come up from full back. Done a good job in Brazil today as Jack James. Holding the honours as he too goes, and again the wind, it's still deep in the pocket. Goodburn with a big clearing defensive punch goes out of bounds.
They need to be just a little bit more innovative. Don't be so predictable, because naturally as soon as the ball's kicked forward, players are going to gravitate there. It's going to be hard to get that contested mark. You don't really achieve anything out of that unless you're hoping to generate a stoppage. But again, there's probably about 20 odd players inside this attacking line for the Buffalo side are under a bit of pressure there, and we see another stoppage. We've ticked on 28.5 minutes. There's still more time to go. We've seen 4 goals for the quarter. The first quarter went for 32 minutes. As Rucks will go up again. Goodburn brings it down the ground, finds a teammate there in Fox. Kick partially smothered hard up there on the boundary line in the forward pocket there. Buffaloes will see another ball up.
Just the pressure by both teams is really good, but Bond just won't allow that opportunity to score for Burnley today. They've just been a little bit better at that, just making sure they don't, even when they get their chances up there. And on this occasion, look like they're going to clear Bond again. Good pressure from young Zingelman, and we'll have another.
He's been great for them, hasn't he?
Yeah, Zingles.
Yep.
He has, mate. And the headband, look, he's chosen the red, white and black headband. I'm not sure whether he's trying to attract the votes today, Jens, or not, but he's certainly attracting our eye.
It's ball inside the forward line here for Beenleigh, and the ball goes out of bounds again. But I think Beenleigh would be Bond Uni would be very happy with this.
Well, they've outscored. They've outscored into that breeze, haven't they? Which is sort of just win the quarter.
Rucks will go up again, probably for about the 8th time in the last 3 minutes of plays. Bentley now kick around the body. And it's taken through for a rush behind. That was off the boot there of Mark Nolan.
And Mark Nolan, of course, the leading goal scorer for Burnley this year. He's been a revelation, a small forward. Again, they've got a lot of good Calamity and, of course, Mark Nolan, good small forwards. Haven't seen much of Mark Nolan today. They need probably a little bit of a lift from him. It's Jack James, a contested footy. He charges in, and I think that's young Clark trying to lay the tackle there with the ponytail. Or if it's not Clark, it might be Balm. It is Big Barmy. Doing a good job in the ruck is Daniel Balm, the son of the South Queensland trainer for the last 4 or 5 years, been Big Barmy. Daniel's his son and done a good job at Burnley this season.
Bull Sharks under a bit of pressure now, trying to clear the ball from half back. Brazel goes up forward, he's wrapped up there, handball's out now to Goodburn, looks around to Crosby, right foot kick on the boundary line, oh good courage shown, who's now at ground level, handball, show it up there from Ben Lee, umpire calls play on out of this contest, hard work there from Jay Meany, play taken out on the ground, behind the play was Farrad. And now we've got Andrew Suter. He's a little bit worse for wear. Umpire's going to call time off.
He's looking a bit ordinary too. Just right in front of us here, Jens. And
maybe a cork knee, sort of just driven in the ground there.
Yeah, he's in a bit of pain. So again, a little bit like the Mitchell Renshaw in the first quarter, where he's really struggling to put weight through that knee. So hopefully he can bounce back from that.
Hopefully it's just a stinger.
We won't call that a game ender.
No.
After our first quarter faux pas.
Right off everyone now as the ball goes up towards half forward. They're at ground level. Hall sees it out of bounds. We'll see a throw in.
Gee, we've had some stoppages. I think, as you said, it's 31 and a half minutes, but we'll probably go for 33, perhaps 34, given the amount of stoppages we're getting in the windy conditions and hard tackling conditions. We're getting a lot of stoppage work. Both teams good at it, as Balm probably infringed. Reece King with the left foot. It's an inside-out torpy towards Merritt, 1 on 3. He can't quite get it. Hall, who's been good, the bustling Hall, gives it off. It's a great little exchange here as Bond go for it. And the big fella there in Andrew Cannon. It's Andrew Cannon again. He's kicked the third goal. His third goal for the afternoon, Andrew Cannon. And he becomes the leading goal scorer on the ground with 3. And the Bond Uni, of course, kicked their 7th. They go to 7-6, 48, leading the Beenleigh Buffaloes 2-3-15. It's a 33-point margin, and that's the last thing that Beenleigh needed, really, before the half-time siren, 32 and a half minutes in. They really needed to get the next goal, Beenleigh. Unfortunately, Bond was just a bit too slick in that exchange. Again, those transfers inside 50, Bond just seemed to have a couple of extra things up their sleeve.
Not surprised how that unfolded there, because 3 defenders went up and then there was more players that went down, and that's how Bond Uni were able to manufacture that goal. As Goodburn handball the ball out, it's taken here by Fox. Fox puts the ball up towards Brazel, bounces over his head. Is that Cannon again? Left foot kick, shot at goal, and it goes through for a minor score.
I think that was all of us. Oh no, it was Alex Crowe, the young 18-year-old Alex Crowe. Gets an opportunity to go. Couldn't quite do it. Goes over the back. Is this Beenleigh's chance before half time? Oh no, it's a terrible turnover. A little dinky 10-metre kick that went nowhere. As Mortimer, he's smothered. Here's their chance now, Beenleigh. Can they use it? Declan Good kicks it over the back now. They've got the numbers, but they haven't got the footy, unfortunately for them, as it comes out now through the agency of Wyatt Bacon. And he just kicks another ball that bounces. This turnover after turnover at the minute. It's an important stage. Calamity, he releases it. Jack James out onto the wing. It's frantic and they need to score somehow, but it's another turnover we see.
As the ball is taken here by the Bull Sharks across half back. King breaks the lines with a left foot kick. Looking for his teammate. He's got a couple of options there. Strong mark taken there by Peters. They can get another one here. It'll be devastating here for the Buffaloes as King wheels around his left foot. Something big's going to happen here. Ball hits the ground. It was a free kick. That was the climax we were hoping for.
I thought it was going to go the other way. The other way then. Stephen Marnie copped a good old push in the back, but nevertheless it's Beenleigh. They get another chance. Mark Nolan shoots a goal from 127 metres out and doesn't make the distance, unfortunately for him. And at half time, we see the scores. Bond University Bull Sharks 7-7-49 leading the Beenleigh Buffaloes 2-3-15. It's a 34-point ball game at half time of the Division 2 Grand Final ends.
And just go through the goal scorers just quickly before we wrap it up. Andrew Cannon's kicked 3 goals for the leaders at the moment. Singles to Ollie Smart, Reece King, Mitch Olorenshaw and Ben Merritt. And these 2 goals that have gone through the boot there of Beenleigh has come off the boot of Calamity. It is half time. We've got the Premiership quarter coming out next. Lock it, hold on to your seats. This is going to be a great game. Division 2. We'll be back with more after this. Yes, welcome back to Yeronga. It's half-time here as Bond Uni lead this Division 2 Grand Final. 7-7-49 to Beenleigh 2-3-15. How are we going to see this one unfold, Chipper, in the second half?
Oh, look, if you're a betting man, I guess you'd have your money on Bond at the moment. It's a strong lead, 34 points. 7 of the 9 goals kicked so far. They've won both quarters, of course, and kicking with a slight breeze as Roger Merritt trying to throw lollies up to the at the half-time break for his hair. Oh, thanks, Dodge.
As the ball goes up towards centre half forward now. It's a big chance for Beenleigh. This needs to go through. It does. What a team-lifting goal. That was from the captain, Johnny Duncan. Doesn't get much better than that. 18 seconds, if that, Chipper, to see the first one go through.
Yeah, how good was that, Yendi? And in fact, you were just asking how they're going to go. Well, as we said, Bond looked like they're going to take the game away. And if Beenleigh were to get back into the breeze, they need to outscore in this quarter. And they need a quick start. Well, you can't get much quicker than 20 seconds into the third quarter. They kicked their third 3-3-21, trailing Bond 7-7-49. And the captain, nothing better than the captain delivering the blow and leading the charges. Goodburn comes down. Big Barmy gets it. They need a lift from him. If he can get on top of Goodburn, that'll go a long way. As the defender comes out, takes the mark. I think it's young Clark, it is. He kicks it on the right out the wing to the little man with the big helmet. Number 40, Zingle man. He kicks it to half forward. Ollie Smart overruns it. They're up and about the Beenleigh Buffaloes. Look at this. It goes inside 50. Braden Everett. Eddie overruns it. Tapped in front. Bond under attack for the first time today, it seems, in the opening minutes of this third quarter.
Ball out there at half forward now as the player ran into the ground there. Umpire calls play on. Here's a chance again now for Steve Marnie. He pumps the ball along over the head there of Brazel. And they look to transition now through Aidan Duncan. Out to Clark. Left foot kick. Finds his teammate hot on the go. Maybe the umpire did call play on. Either way, it falls to turnover. Ball now at half back there through Williams. And now he finds a teammate who pumps the ball along there inside the forward line. Here's a chance for Brazel. Razzle dazzle, Brazel, bang! What a goal! How's that for a reply? 8-7-55 to 3-3-21. That is goal number 96 on the board there for Brazel. And they're away back to a 34-point lead.
How good was that? And what a great call. You need to come up with the razzle dazzle prazzle signature for a man who's not even from Queensland, mate. You've just walked into town and you're on board the big fella as he kicks
grand final day.
Hey, mate, you're up and about. As he kicks the 96th goal of the season. He's just got 4 to go, and Bond, of course, a kick clear now. 8-7-55, leading the Beenleigh Buffaloes 3-3-21. It's a 34-point ball game. What we started with at half-time, what a great reply to Bond. But I tell you what, lads, don't go away if you're watching at home or watching out and about on the live stream through AFLQ, because Beenleigh Buffaloes are showing what they've got as it comes out ahead. Number 26 drives it forward into up towards Benny Merritt. It's over the back of Benny Merritt. It's a goal! It's a goal, Yenzi!
The boy from Gisborne in Victoria, just 15 minutes down the road from where I grew up, has kicked a goal up here, so I'm getting one for the Vics. The locals are up and about.
Absolutely, the one player on the ground that you actually personally half know, Yenzi, kicked it. An absolute miracle here. Inside the centre square, he just let loose Benny Merritt. I don't know if he meant to do it, but he was nowhere near it. it bounced over his head and it went straight through.
Oh,
Bond.
This is grand final.
Goodness me.
Where was this in the first half?
I know, mate. 3 goals in 3 minutes. It's unbelievable. Lockie Crosby, he's kicked the goal.
We're at a game-high margin, 40 points. So how can Bentley react? Here comes my boy Crosby again. Inside the forward 50. On the bounce. That's Taryn, lands in the arms there of Hall. He has a shot at goal.
Oh, no.
And he hits the post.
Gee. Goodness me, Bond. Uni.
This is way better footy, don't you?
Mate, I thought Burnley, I thought this is going to be their half, the way they come out in the opening 60 seconds, and now Bond, it's all Bond. As Hakeem Kennedy regains a bit of composure for the Burnley Buffaloes in the pale blue strip today, number 23, Hakeem kicks it dangerously, but finds his teammate there in Sean Good, the brother of Declan, the 19-year-old, goes out wider, further to Mark Nolan on the wing. He's had a great year, Mark Nolan, kicks it up the wing in the path of McGregor, drops what he really needed to take in the third quarter of the grand final where you're trailing by 40 points, son. You need to take those. Jack James spoiled it, Reece King inside, out to Good again, back to McGregor perhaps, back to, can't see who it is, it's number, someone with a ponytail, I think that might be Clark for Burnley, comes up now to number 47 in Andrew Cannon, the multi-goal kicking forward, 3 goals at half-time, and it's going to be a ball up Jens.
He's doing it both ends, Cannon doing some great work there at half-back and kicking goals up forward. He's kicked 2 from general play, showing the electricity that he brings to grand final day. As if on cue, he dishes out the handball to a teammate now on the outer side. As the Bull Sharks push the ball up towards half forward. At the feet there of Merritt. The ball bounces out towards the boundary line. James Fallon, he just keeps it in. Was it to his benefit? Yes, it was. He drew the free kick. He was slung after disposal, so have a free kick in the right back pocket.
James Fallon. He's been okay today, James Fallon. He's a little wiry, nuggety type, has a bit of a crack. Kicks it. It's a nice kick and a nice mark. Looks like it could be Mark Nolan potentially there with that mark. And they continue to play on that outside, Jens, to make it difficult for us to commentate. As it comes back in here now, and it's a poor kick. Turnover here, Bond inside 50, an easy inside 50. Benny Merritt traps it. He's got someone riding behind him. Somehow he evades him on the left. Slips it over in the path of Brazil boy. He can't quite take it. He gives it off again now, and Beenleigh are going to clear it through the agency of Sean Good here. It's a dangerous kick. Sean Good, what are you doing, son? You've kicked it straight down the throat of Kane Peters. He'll drive back inside 50, looking for his teammate there in Sean Marnie. And it's another turnover again, yeah.
Declan Eddy took the mark. He hit Nolan on the burst on the outer wing. Finds our boy, the Zinger man. The single man brings the ball up now. We're bringing them all out. It's the premiership quarter. It's do or die for everyone. Good pressure there from Crosby, but it was too long in the tackle, and a free kick will go to the Buffaloes on the outer side now. They've got to move the ball quick, but not towards the boundary line, and Caletti sees it out of bounds. It is a game-high margin, 41.7 minutes gone to the third.
And it's the game-high margin. It looks almost like a blowout, and yet it's the most exciting part of the grand final, Jens. The ball's zinging about, and they're all having a crack in it. Hakeem Kennedy, as if on cue, comes through, charges through with the one hand. Can't quite. There he is again. He gets another touch, but he gives it straight back to the Bond boys. You can't do that, boys. Another turnover, though. The little will-o'-the-wisp from Buffalo Bills. The Zinger man gives it, pushes off, palms off. He's running into trouble. Back again, Braden Eddy. He can kick a goal. He kicks it forward. Can he find his teammate? Can he find a Buffalo there? Not at the moment he comes. It's Ipsop and Jens. You're going to have to take over, mate.
Oh, mate, it is all happening here, and it'll be a free kick to the Buffaloes. They've got the chance to kick another one and bring this margin back to 6 goals. And I love the vantage point up here because we can stand up, get pumped, and live every bump and bruise and every exciting moment as the Zingelman will have a shot at goal. This young gun has been electric at half forward. He's bringing his team almost single-handedly back into this contest, and he'll do a lot of good if he can slot this one through under pressure. The pressure that it is. The third term his team trails by 7 goals in a grand final. They lost to Granny last year. They need to come back. He's drilled it. He made the most of it, Singleman. 8.5 gone. It's 35 points the margin in this third term. This is the one we've been waiting for. We saw lots of stoppages in that second term.
Oh, look, in all fairness, comparatively, that was dead set boring the second quarter. Yeah, and seriously, this is exciting. We've had 4 goals kicked in the opening 8 minutes, and the Beenleigh boys, it's their premiership quarter. They're going to throw everything at them, and they are doing that. And of course, Mr. KFC himself, the Zingerberger, he is up and about on the half-forward flank. And that headband, if they were given votes today, mate, he'd have had 3 by now for sure, the big Zinger. They're going to go back in the ruck now. Barmy's found a new lease of life, but so's your boy Lockie Crosby. He roves it beautifully, drives a big up and under inside 50 Bond. They're always terribly dangerous inside 50 this afternoon, but it's Declan Good, the high-flying first quarter marvel. He kicks it up to Calametti, and it's a good little lead. They've regained a little bit of composure just now. Beenleigh, Clark, here they go. Akeem Kennedy, he sparked something, hasn't he? Look at this. Beautiful kick.
Oh, good one. Good man.
Goodness.
He wasn't even looking at the Sharon, just the awareness, the presence of the ball mid-air. Getting that one left juke onto it, sending it crashing out of bounds. I reckon he could have just saved the goal there.
Oh, mate, it's absolutely, that could be a defining moment, a premiership defining moment. As we see the next man, Lazarus Suter. Andrew Suter back on the ground. We thought he was gone for the afternoon. He's back out there, number 7 for Beenleigh, as it's kicked beautifully. John Duncan chips at the captain. Oh no, Clark couldn't take it. Back up on the wing. It's the other Lazar Inshaw. Lazar Inshaw, he dives, throws his hands at the ball and lunges. And another little premiership defining 1%er from Lazar Inshaw, the man who come back from the dead in the first quarter. As it gets thrown up right in front of us here. Yenzi, over to you, mate.
Almost nudged out of it. Fox belts it forward. Here comes Nolan here for the Buffaloes. He pumps the ball up towards centre half forward. Strong mark taken by the man who started the run. That was Jack Williams, electrifying in the first term. Looking for King. It goes over their head now. Ball now at half forward here for the Bullfrogs. Umpire calls play on. And they settle now through Suterus.
Jens, did you just call them the Bullfrogs by any chance, mate? Did you call the Bull Sharks the Bullfrogs?
Oh, well,
I'm pretty sure you did.
I
think you did, mate. I thought it was magnificent. That could be a new name for the Bull Sharks, mate.
We see your ball up. I've been given a fair bit of flack back home from being in Bullfrog territory.
Is that right, mate?
Yeah,
is there Bullfrogs down there, is there?
No, they're all up here, mate.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Been told I've been sent up here to chase the Bullfrogs around.
Yeah, well, cane toads, mate. Cane toads. Come on, you're in Queensland territory now, Yenzi. Come on, buddy. Okay, spoken like a true ex-Victorian as he comes out now into the pale blue Buffalo Bill jersey, kicked out onto the wing. They just need something magical. From here he is, the Zinger man, as if on cue, but he's coughed it up. It's out to the young bloke there into Partha Hall now. Half 40, spins out of trouble, cops one high. Umpire says, yes, you did, son, Adam Hall. And gee, he's been good, Adam Hall. He sparked him up. The little nuggety forward, half forward. He kicks a little dinky kick into the pocket of Benny Merritt.
Oh.
Benny Merritt found space where no one else could. And Ben Merritt's going to shoot from probably 30 metres out on a reasonably acute angle, but with the bruise at his back.
This is a golden opportunity here to break the spirits of Beenleigh. They just need to aim for that left-hand goalpost again, and it should fade across the front for a goal if kicked that way. Merritt, he's kicked 1 goal, 2 on the board today. He's led well, he's presented well, he rocks back, and he's missed to the near side. 1 goal, 3 on the board for him today.
Oh, he's not going to spoil a moment for those at home watching an exciting game of footy. Benny Merritt, they don't want to win it 1.5 quarters out. Got to leave some excitement in it for the folks watching from both sides as the ball comes back out onto the half-forward flank, right on that windy pocket side. You just can't score from there. And we're going to hope we're not back to this stoppage stuff again, Yenzi. We've seen enough of that in the second quarter.
You can see the ball has just been held up in the breeze there, belted forward by Brazel, but it's picked off there by his opponent there as Hakeem off a step, tries to just push the ball out towards a teammate, taken too high now. This Ryan Cook Ryan Cook probably just needs to bomb it long because his opponents have put plenty of players back. Ball comes to ground now. It's Jack Fox was trying to play for the free kick. Umpire said no, play on now. It's Akeem Kennedy, he turns the ball over, and a mark taken here by Nathan Thomas.
Akeem Kennedy, another touch there from Akeem. He's having a great quarter of football as Nathan Thomas. Haven't called him too much today. Kicks it long inside deep to that again. They continue to kick to the sort of defensive pocket, which is a defensive strategy in AFL to lock it in. But come on, lads. Get it out to the fat side. Get it into the side where you're going to score goals from.
If you've got the ball here at half forward, just get the ball to Goodburn, who's more towards the corridor. He can pump the ball.
I agree with you, Jens. We should be coaching, mate. There's no doubt about it. As it comes out, that said, Bond's leading by 5 or 6 goals, so you can't sort of have too much of a crack at him. As the ball's brought down, the Buffalo Bills. Oh, he's been ripped off the ball. Braden Eddy, give him a free kick, umpire. His teammate and compatriot there in Mitch McMillan, he's also wrapped up. But it's going to be a ball up right just in front of the central commentary wing here in a game that is one for the ages. Yendi, there's no doubt about that. With Beenleigh coming at all costs, it's their last little flurry, last little chance. As Suda, Lazarus-like back off the bench in that quarter. He's had a sin bin and he's done his knee and he's back out there as Calametti wrapped up. But he somehow finds space, gets the ball out. Johnny Duncan, the captain, he's been good. And Akeem Kennedy, probably best on ground in the third quarter at this point in time. Drives inside 50. Needed to be cleaner than that, Buffaloes. Couldn't quite do, but he butters up defensively with a great little tackle. Fans screaming for free kick.
Well, it's a 6-goal margin, but that ability there from Bailey Rose to just lay the tackle, that's fantastic. That locked the ball in, creates a stoppage. Now they've got the opportunity to kick a goal.
Absolutely do, as it's punched clear by Bond. They need to break clear at 50, and they do through the agency there. It looks like Jay Meaney. It's sort of not the greatest of kicks, but Akeem Kennedy, he owns the share in this half. He just keeps racking it up, the big fella, as he kicks it out now, far and wide to his teammate. It's out there on that far side again, making life difficult for the callers as he kicks it inside 50, 30 out. Jack Fox, Mr. Dependable. He's been solid today. He's been solid for a number of years with the Bond Bull Sharks team, and he's going to drive it back out of defence up onto the wing.
As he pumps the ball long, comes off hands there from his captain there in Marnie, and we should see another ball up. It's 36 points of margin, but you just sort of feel that one more goal sort of changes all this. One more goal to Beenleigh, one goal away, just having the momentum swing back in their favour, but it's belted the opposite direction, straight in the arms of a Beenleigh player who pumps the ball up towards centre forward. Sharon bounces funny. That's why we love footy. Ball comes out now. Golden opportunity. Hard up there on the boundary line. It's coming. It's still in the field of play. Oh my goodness gracious. It's a rush behind.
Ball brought back now. Back on to game. The field's opened up for Jack Fox. Kicks it long. On Renshaw. He doubles it in front. He can't quite gather. Run over the boundary line. And Bond were away then with all that space opening up after what looked like what might have been a miracle goal. In fact, I wasn't sure which Buffalo Bill kicked it from that boundary there, Jens, but he was celebrating halfway down as it just missed in the end. He got a bit excited as it comes back down now. They need to actually get some score before they start celebrating. Reece King, been good all day. Kicks it inside with the left foot. Runs out the back on Renshaw. He's still up and about. Gives it. He's looking for Hall. Looks for Brazel. Brazel has a shot, or has it kicked, and touched off hands, out of bounds, up in that deep pocket once again.
So we tick on 17.5 minutes. This is a very crucial moment in the game here for Beenleigh. They can ill afford to concede one now. Big moment in the game, and we talk about Goodburn having pushed back as that kick behind play. Merritt is that man at the moment as the ball's pushed out towards the boundary line. Here comes Cannon. Right foot kick, he was out of bounds. We'll see another boundary throw in.
Of course, you'll notice, might pick up Dean Davis Productions here, might be able to pick up the young fella Andrew Cannon with the tape around the nose, folks. He's just come off again with another bloodied nose, and he's back out there. Looks like a true warrior. He's kicked 3 goals. He's a leading goal scorer on the ground. And here he is again. Look at him as he comes up with the footy. Snaps for his fourth. What are you going to do here, umpire? No, he's done. Oh, see him do the He was grabbing the shirt, you know, the old stage management, and we didn't know which way it was going to go. It's fortunately for Buffalo Bills gone to them as Jordan Clark, the ponytailed Clark, goes. It's a laser kick out there to Fallon, James Fallon. He's been all right, kicks it up, quick give, oh, beautiful, slick hands, look at this. Bean Lee, out now to Mitch, big Mitchy boy, 41, kicks it, oh, great defensive work from Bond. Don't give up, Buffaloes, keep it in there, lock it in there. Who's that? Young Bailey Rose, like you did before, but again, great defensive work. I think that might have been Jack Rennicks, was really good closing speed there, Jens.
It's tough there for Bentley as well when the player looked up. It was a 3-on-2 situation in favour of the defenders, so he looked up and all he could see was navy blue as they clear the ball out with a spiral up towards centre wing. Big moment here. Can the team in front, Bonyuni, make the most of it? No. Didn't get the handball away. It'll come out now to Zingleman. It's been quite the last few minutes. Ball's at the other end of the ground, that's why. Laces up a teammate there in Cooper Lang. Has been quiet since the first quarter. Switched it across now to Clark. Clark looking for a teammate there at half forward. Was that a nudge?
Oh,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Bacon now will just keep the ball going along the outer side. He finds a teammate. They're just going to slow it down as we're fast approaching time on in the premiership quarter. It's 35 points the margin. This game is still not over yet as Hall puts the ball out towards a teammate. It's picked off there by Zingleman there from Ben Lee as they try and generate something. Good tackling there on the outer side, but over aggressive. Free kick too high. And it'll go to Ben Lee on the outer wing.
Yeah, I think that might have been young Declan Eddy, the youngest of the four Eddies. We mentioned that before. We talk about the four Danahers and the sets of brothers playing over the years. And, of course, four Eddy brothers playing. Young Declan Eddy, just 17. He delivers across. It's a change, a switch in play. We haven't seen a lot of that this afternoon out of defence. Beenley go forward now through the agency of Jonathan Jennings. And he's found his teammate there in Bryce McGregor, who's a full 50 out. He's not going to get the distance. Goes to a quick toe poke to Braden Eddy. Travelled barely the distance required, probably as an 8-metre kick. But the umpire's going to pay it. And I reckon Braden Eddy, he's going to be shooting from 46, 47 metres into a breeze. It's going to take his best kick. But he has been a very good, very astute, like his brother Callum.
Well, he had a shot in the first quarter too that missed.
That's true, and he did almost get the distance. He might be taking his best kick. It's a good kick. He's kicked it well into the breeze, had a good go at it, and just across the face. Just got the distance, and it's a point. Bean Lee, Buffaloes 4-5-29, trailing Bonyuni 9-9-63. It's a 34-point, the same margin we had at half time. 21 minutes into the third. Bean Lee are throwing everything at him. They just can't get up onto the scoreboard enough as Reece King is penalised with what the umpire said. You threw that, Reece boy. It was slick movement. And to be fair, the umpire, I reckon he probably did, Reece. And he didn't get away with it. He's claiming he had a clenched fist. But you can't just...
That's the age-old story happens.
You've got to make a claim, don't you? As Jack James goes short now to Balm. Big Balm, he done well against Goodburn today in the ruck. Kicks it. That's the centering kick we like to see. As Mark Nolan over the back flies over to there to Duncan, flicks it in board. They just can't get clear of that busy Bond defence. And we're going to have a ball up, Yenzi.
This is Nolan's time to shine here. He's kicked 48 goals for the season. He's gathered most of his touches on centre wing and across half back. He has to make his moment count here. This is a very crucial stage of the game. Deep in the time on. They need one here, Bentley. But at the same time, Bonyuni will be very happy with the stoppages. We've seen quarters go for 32 flat and 34 and a half. I don't see this one going just as long as what we've seen the other two.
No, you're probably right, in terms of stoppage work. Now, that's a deliberate kick for the moment. It's going to hit the boundary, Yenzi. I've called it, mate. I've called it. Will the umpire call it? Yes, he does. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. We got it right here at Commentary Central. AFLQ, bang. And Zingerberger, he's taken the advantage of that too, the big fella. He kicks it inside 50 now. Oh, it's a big mark. That would have been Declan Good, and it was Declan Good, and it's come back to best on ground in the third quarter. Hakeem Kennedy.
Your boy has been in fine form. He puts the ball up towards the corridor. Good spoil there from Bonyuni, but it's a kick out to no man's land. As the Buffaloes will go straight back up towards half forward. They do through the aid of Callan Eddy. He gets the ball going really quickly, spears it on to the ground. He finds a teammate. He'll have a shot at goal with the aid of Bailey Rose, who's presented himself the last couple of occasions.
He has. And you made mention, Jens, before how critical this next goal was in the scheme. 30.4-point game. Most people would think you're crazy saying that, Jens, but I agree with you. If they can kick this goal and get within 5 and kick with the breeze in the last, it's going to mean everything. So real critical from Beenleigh's point of view. And again, if Bond kick it, game nearly's gone. So as Rose comes in, he'll shoot from 45. He swings the head. Not a good swinging of the head, body language thing. And it's a point.
The wind just picked that. In fact, the wind's picked that up at the death knock, and we'll see another blood rule here. We've seen a few of those things happening today.
It's a grand final. It's a last man standing scenario today, Yenzi. No doubt about that, mate. As Brazel comes on for Benny Merritt. Benny Merritt with a bit of a split down the side of his noggin. That's just like he wakes up most morning after a shave with that going on, Benny Merritt. He'd sat up for breakfast. He loves that sort of stuff. As Balme comes up, ball's flicked out. Oh, here's the Zinger man. Look at him. He's having a quarter and a half too. Reece King out to his compatriot there, and Ollie Smart. Both got the same hairdo, those boys. Hard to pick out, but the umpire's called it out, I think. Or no, he's called it back.
Out of bounds.
Called it out of bounds.
And I'm going to love the work here from the boundary umpire. He was doing his best to avoid the ball kicking him in the head, but he was able to get a good glance and call the ball out of bounds.
Well, of course, you're an umpire, mate, yourselves, Yenzi, so you probably know what you're talking about when you're referring to umpires, that's for sure.
There's the Bond Uni trying to work their way out of there, the captain, Steve Marnie. He's been a warrior all day, as young Stephen. And the ball up here, right on the commentary wing. 25 and a half gone, 33 points the margin. Goodburn brings it down the ground. It's picked up here by Foxy. Copped the high one, incidental, and he's telling Brazel Dazzle, go long. And he pumps the ball long. Ball hits the ground. Comes down now to Oliver Farrett. Handballs now. It'll land in the arms of Bentley. And he hugs the ball up towards the boundary line. Came off above the knee. That's a boundary throw in. That's a boundary throw in, yeah.
Above the knee. Oh, it's
the same umpire that I gave him a pat on before.
Mate, some fantastic umpiring going in, Yenzi. You called it. He called it.
Love these young kids coming through.
Yep. They're the future of the game. Let's be honest. I'm not sure how young. I think that bloke's a bit older than what you might have been thinking there, Yenzi, but anyway, he could be 30 plus. But it comes out to Jack Fox, he kicks it long. It's a one-on-one. Don't you love a one-on-one?
Oh,
Jack James, defensively, you little ripper, punches it away from Brazel Dazzle. The leading goal kicker just kicked the one today as Declan Good clears it. It's a nice kick, a beautiful kick. It had to be good for them to retain possession as Aidan Duncan has the football now. He goes short. They've been good on these short lead-up and hits, but they just haven't been able to get it through the big sticks enough. As James Fallon, 60 out, kicks it long to the hot spot. There's Mark Nolan. He's not that big in stature. Can he come down with the footy? Ollie Smart, a quick little give to no one in particular, but it comes out to Bond and the boy with the brace on the throat, on the nose. In sorry, not Olorenshaw. Who is it with that? Andrew Cannon. I'm sorry about that. Kicks it forward, up onto the wing. And I just lost my train of thought for moments here, Yenzi, as we get a little throw in with your umpire man right here in front of us.
Love the work here from the boundaries. There's a great kick to touch. Rux will contest right in front of us. Won the ground there by Balme, but it's brought to ground here from Bonyuni. Here comes King. He pumps it out. It's another big one-on-one. How's Brazel going to go here? He brings it to ground. That was very clever. Bit of communication here. As the Merritt spots up Brazel. Umpire said no. Play on. Hit the deck. And we'll see. He brought it in. Holding the ball.
Jeez.
Free kick. Umpire in perfect position.
Dirty day for Brazel, boy, isn't it, at the moment? Jack James wearing him like a cheap suit all over him. The coach's son, doing a great job. Declan Good for his third mark of the day. Contender, he just can't seem to pull it in. He gets his hands on it as Cannon wraps it up. Can't take it, and Reece King's bundled over the line there. And we've got some tired bodies out there, 28 minutes into the third quarter.
He's going to land one eventually, isn't he? Surely.
Who's
The-
Goodsy?
yeah.
Well, you'd think so. Gee, he's got a leap on him. I haven't seen him play all that much, and I've got to say he's impressed today, albeit his consistency is sort of a little bit up and down. It is a grand final today, of course, as well as Bond continue to defend from the front half of their ground, and there's tackle after tackle. Akeem is looking to lock it in, and in the end, they just don't seem to be able to break through the Burnley side for that much needed goal.
It's going to be a challenge as we approach the 29-minute mark, because we do have Kane Peters, who is playing that kick behind there, just having that extra man loose. So if they do rush the ball out, the ball's going to be pumped straight back in there. Or then you've got Goodburn winning the rucks like he has been. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
It's been a good little ruck battle, that one, the one between Goodburn and Barham at this stage, and they're both going for it again today. Been pretty even, although with Goodburn just a bit stronger body at times, gets a few little extra hit-outs to their advantage as it's looks like I think that might have been Lazarenshaw there coming back. Dodgy's been he's made sure he can enjoy his grand final today, has he? Got his money's worth for sure. As Goodburn comes up again, Barmy down to no one. Beenleigh, important scrimmage this one. Out from Bond, punched away. Who's going to come away? It's the Dark Blues, the Bond. Reece King on the favoured left, and the look away. Don't argue. It's not a bad looking kick. Reece King, has he kicked the sealer? 29 minutes into the third quarter for the Bond Uni Bull Sharks. Well, I tell you what, if it's not the sealer, it's very, very close. The left foot of Reece King, the young dynamo from the Ovens and Murray, town of Albury. And what a ripping goal from him, and it was his second of the afternoon. Young King kicked one in the first and one in the third, and they go to 10 goals, 9-69. Beenleigh Buffaloes 4-6-30. It's a 39-point ball game, Jens. It's YG.
It's amazing. You kick a goal, you come off the ground after you spend more energy running off the ground than kicking that goal. You always wonder how much he's got left in the tank, because he and Hall have been dynamic at half forward for Bond Uni. It's 39 points the margin. Goodburn, a clever backhand, comes out towards the commentary wing. That's Nolan, sidesteps the umpire, just got the handball away. It's great work and endeavour here by Bond Uni. But here comes Akeem Kennedy, underground handball out to Nolan. He bombs a torpedo up towards half forward. There's plenty of numbers around this contest now. Bond Uni would love a stoppage. Good tackle. Very good. And we'll see a ball up on the siren. And a quarter that went for 31 minutes. It is three-quarter time. It's Bond Uni 10-9-69 through the goal there of King to blow the margin out to 39 points. 4-6-30 just quickly through the goal kickers. Cannon the 3 for the leaders. Reece King has kicked 2 singles to Ollerenshaw, Merritt, Smart, Brazel and Cosby. And then for the Buffaloes, we've got 2 to Cal Eddy, 1 to Johnny Duncan and 1 to Jacob Zingelman. It is three-quarter time. We're going to be back with the final stanza right after this.
We're hanging in there. Ooh.
Welcome back to the final quarter here at Yeronga, and a great man, Chipper, was in there. Listen to huddles. What did you get for us, mate?
I was in both huddles, fortunately. Listen to Beenleigh, firstly, the coach there in Cam James. He was cool, calm, collected. He's a cool, calm, collected coach. Those times I've listened to him. He said, this is very, very winnable. We're playing great footy. We can win this game of footy. Sandwich Wilson, he knows they just need a couple of goals to secure it. But don't worry, Beenleigh we'll go down swinging this afternoon.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting final term, and you've got all the action here on the Quaffle website as we see another ball up to start proceedings. 69 to 30, 39 points the margin.
So Jens, it's 22 at quarter time, 34 at the second quarter, 39 in the third. Yet Beenleigh have been in the game all day, haven't they? So they really do, and their huddle, they resonated that they had the belief that it's still winnable, and in some ways we sort of feel it is too, isn't it? Albert, they've got to kick 6 or 8 goals to get anywhere near it, but they just need to sort of have a start like they had last quarter.
Oh, we'll have another stoppage here, but people will be watching at home going, well, they've only kicked 4 goals for the game, but there's just, the goals can come. They certainly can. The first clearance is pivotal in how this final term shapes up, and it favours Ben Lee inside the forward 50. Ball lands 20 metres out from goal. How's the tackle? It's too high. And Ben Lee will be disappointed with that, but umpire right in the perfect spot. Free kick to Bonyuni across half back. That'll go to Blair Mortimer. He switches it out looking for Goodburn. He marks. Has been rock solid all day. Like a brick wall. Very, very hard to run through and hard to stop as the ball slips out the back now. Ben Lee, this is their moment. They need a goal here, but they're not going to get it. Marks drop though. Oh, danger time. Umpire calls play on. Big moment here for Ben Lee. Handball 30 metres out from goal. Push towards the boundary line. That's James Fallon. Can he generate something here? No, it's taken out of bounds. We'll see a throw in the right forward pocket.
Yes, we will. Down there, of course. Yenzi, we're going to see a throw in. 2 minutes in, it's all been Lee. They're showing the right signs, showing the right energy right now. What they need to do is show some goals. Get something through the big sticks, just for that extra belief. Maybe one or two. They get the first one or two. Who knows what can happen? As Mark Nolan lays a tackle illegally, says the umpire on the big ruckman, Goodburn. And that's not what you need, unfortunately. Mark Nolan hasn't had a lot of influence today, as you spoke about, 48 goals for the season. I'm not sure he's kicked one this afternoon. He hasn't kicked a goal. But it has been tough in terms of their forward entries. As Akeem Kennedy asserts his authority over the opposition there. But young Cannon, he's kicked 3, and he's like that bandaged warrior, goes back and takes his kick.
Looking to find a teammate there who couldn't quite take the mark there. That was his captain there, Marnie. We'll see a boundary throw in between wing and half forward. 60 metres out from goal. The windy pocket. And just got to line up now and try and create something now. Maybe switch it across. The ball sort of held up in the breeze. Incidental come off the foot there from Cal Eddy, and we'll see another boundary throw in. So solid crowd have seen a ripper of a game. The margin, dead set, does not reflect just how close this has been, Chipper.
No, absolutely. We spoke about it. It's one of the closest seven goal margin games I've seen in some time. It's Mortimer has plucked. No, it's not. It's Goodburn. It's been some ruck infringements today. And Barmy's got another one here. He's probably won his share of ruck infringements against big Goodburn.
Good.
Honours have been a bit of shared. As he goes in board, he's kicked it to the hot spot, but there's no one there. It's an extra number. Wyatt Bacon shores it up. He's been a terrific defender over the past few years as Wyatt Bacon, and kicks it to old mate who falls on his back.
Jay Meany meant every bit of that as he recovers well with a right foot kick and hits up his teammate there in Merritt to perfection in the sun on the outer side. Could the sun be shining on Bonyuni taking the Division 2 Premiership? Ball goes inside their forward 50. Boundary line's not going to be a bad option here. It's still in the field of play, and that's a great option there for Bonyuni, who finished 4th last year after going down to Coolangatta to lead in the in their first semi. And it looks like Ben Lee, the way things are going at the moment, Chipper, 2 years, 2 grand final losses.
Yes, well, last year was their first year. A lot of young kids, good running team, and they're still a good running team. Had a great season, but of course, trail at the moment in a grand final last quarter, which is going to be hard to recoup. As it looks like that might be Reece King dives in, and umpire says, "Reece, you didn't dispose of it correctly, my friend." And the free kick will go deep in the back pocket in the pale blue jumper of the Beenleigh Buffalo as he kicks it straight down the throat there of Nathan Thomas, the bloke in the navy blue Bond jersey, and you don't want that, Yenzi, when you're trying to win a grand final.
No.
Hey?
If it was deliberate, it was a good option now. There's a big bomb from Bonyuni. It'll land at the top of the square and come off hands for a rush behind. 40 points the margin. They've got to get a goal from a kick in here, Chipper.
It's Barmy. You need to take those, my friend. He dropped that, goes back. Young Meany on the left foot just swings at it, and the breeze takes it out nicely for Beenleigh to win the football back on this windy. It's always windy in September. I don't know what it's like down in Victoria nowadays, Jens, but it's always windy as Big Goodburn takes the mark. in front of us. But yeah, it's always windy in September with it's 2 or 3 goal breezes, cross breezes, and that's what we've got again today. If you're watching it from home and looking at the perhaps some of the skills, it's a bit of pressure, but it's also a fluky breeze as he goes short. Mortimer cops a little bit of whiplash from the Burnley old mate there. I think it might have been Marky Nolan. Said, Mortimer, if you're going to walk around with a premiership medallion later on this afternoon, you're going to cop one of these, old boy, as it comes in port. Actually, that might have been, I think that might have been Nolan driving out of defence. Goodman can't take it. There's some numbers here in the blue and gold. Here goes Meany, he's getting into the game. He wants his bit of action. This is marks taken beautifully by Jack James.
He's had a game out.
Cuts it off. Yep, he's been all over Brazel.
I would not be surprised whether they win, lose or draw. He'll be named best player for his side today. Not with disposals like that though, as a kick will go inside the forward 50 and they'll settle with a mark now through Kennedy. Kennedy across half back, he'll switch it across the outer side. Good option there in Duncan. He's got to go up to the races. He's got to take a gamble. There's a premiership on the line. Thomas will be the one to lay the spoil, take the mark. He does the ladder. He goes back well and he lobs it up. Looking for Hall, Silky, still got the handball away. He'll bring his teammate into play now. Big moment here for Bacon. Bacon now, and the teammate who puts the ball inside the forward 50. Big chance here for Bentley to try and get a clearing kick, but it's not going to happen easily. Good spoil, he's on hands and knees. That was young Declan Eddy. Yeah. That's what you want to see from the young guys.
Oh, fantastic. And he's just 17. He's just a baby. He's Declan Eddy. Set the scene for his fellow teammates. So we spoke about, Coach Cam James got to be so proud of his team. They might be trailing by 6 or 7 goals, but they just keep fighting as if it's a 1-point ball game. Just a young group, but they've really battled well this afternoon as it drives inside forward. Bond just looking for the killer blow. They need one more, they feel, to really say, we've got you. As Akeem Kennedy, like he did in the third quarter, he was best on ground, gives it off to Declan Good. Look at the race boots. Oh! You're not going to catch him. Look at him. He's 60, 60, 40, 30, 20. Bang! Yes. Go!
Oh! You paid the big bucks to see that on grand final day. You will never see a goal as good as that today. That is electrifying speed. We spoke about it during the game where he was flying high for marks. He's got to have his big moment. Well, it wasn't the mark, but it was a magnificent goal.
Absolutely, it was. It was a moment where he could use those levers, those gears. He's got it. He just took on Wyatt Bacon and said, I'll burn you off, so I'm going to bang it through the middle. And he did. And I'll tell you what, more importantly, it keeps the Burnley Buffalo boys alive just in the slightest of manners. 5-6-36, trailing Bonyuni 10-10-70. It now is a 34-point ball game. The same margin we had at half-time, but they're alive and it's only 8 minutes in. There's plenty of time.
It certainly is now. Can they get another one in a quick matter of moments here? They're going to push up towards half forward on the bounce. Which way will it favour? It'll favour Bentley. He's got to turn his man inside out. He handballs over the shoulder. He was looking for Fallon. Not forthcoming now. As the ball comes off the boot, that's out of bounds on the full. And a free kick. It'll go now to Johnny Duncan, who kicked the opening goal of the first half. Johnny Duncan, right foot kick, spots up a teammate now in Braden Eddy. He gets on his bike, he puts the ball long. Big fly there from Nolan from behind. He couldn't bring it to ground. There's a turnover here. Bryce McGregor, chance here for Kennedy. Big shot at goal, looking for a Shepard. It's a point. In fact, it was a free kick. No score.
I'll tell you what, I thought that was going through, Yenzi. They're looking alive. They're up and about, the Bills. They're up and about today. Well, the last quarter for sure. As Akeem Kennedy, he's really lifted his rating this second half. He's if Jack James isn't their best player, Akeem Kennedy most certainly probably is. As it comes back down. Bond now with a bit of pressure, haven't had that much applied all day as Akeem again with good hands gets it out. Declan Eddy to his brother Braden, the older brother, gives it. It's a long floaty handball to Clark. Somehow he escapes traffic, somehow he shoots from 45 and somehow it doesn't go through the goals. Goodness me. Jordan Clark, cover yourself in glory, son.
The
Had they
crowd
kicked that?
rose to their feet, didn't they?
Oh, they did. So did we, Ed.
Oh, we're up and about.
My goodness me, 10 minutes into the last quarter, Burnley throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the Bond Sharks as Benny Merritt. Oh, gee, Benny, what are you doing dropping those sort of marks, big fella, as he comes over the line?
He's had an interesting day at the office. 1 goal, 3 on the board today, and just his presence as a big man around the game has been fantastic.
Oh, mate, he hasn't dominated. This is Benny Merritt for you, mate. He just gives you his all in every single... You watch him in this thing. Benny Merritt and Barmy wins the ruck hit out, and Benny's probably just going to say, I'll just do what I need to do with my flag today, boys, and that'll be enough for me. Thanks very much. As Callum Eddy takes the mark 60 metres out. Oh, it's a little laser-like kick.
Oh!
Laser-like kick. But you can't win premierships, boys, if you're going to drop chest marks. 12 minutes in the last quarter, I like that.
But they've gone there over a dozen times. It's frustrating. Yes, if you had taken that mark, it would have been good, but...
Dead pocket.
Yeah.
Dead pocket. How's he going to score a goal from there, mate?
Not in this occasion here. Ball still inside their forward line. Kennedy wraps his opponent up now, working their way through. Umpire calls play on. The inevitable stoppage does occur. We're nearly 12 minutes gone. 33 points. If they get a goal in this next passage of play, it'll be very, very crucial for the context of this game. As Rucks will go up again, Barm brings it down to his teammate. Kick around the body from Good. Will it bounce? Well, it does, but for a minor score. 1 goal, 1 on the board for him today. Back to 32 points.
Back to 32. It's just, again, it's the old back to who kicks the next goal syndrome again, Yenzi. And for Burnley, they're attacking, they're giving it everything. They're going down swinging on the final quarter of the 2019 in the Div 2 AFLQ Premiership battle as it goes up, and the captain, Stephen Marnie, has taken the mark, the left-footed Marnie with the shoulder bandage. He's been a warrior today. He's the captain of the club. The young Bond University Sharks, led by Coach Sandwich Wilson. Can they achieve what they've been chasing all season? He kicks it long. Goodburn couldn't make it. Meaney dropped it. Ollie Smart comes out with a footy, but it's a throw. Doomed to throw. Burnley stay alive here. It's a little kick to Johnny Duncan, the captain for Burnley. Kick chips on quickly, and they need to play this way. Number 30 there in Liam Eddy, the fourth brother. We haven't called Liam too much today, perhaps because we haven't been able to see him across the other side of the ground, whatever it is. Back to the captain, Johnny Duncan. Goes to the dead pocket. Callum Eddy there. And again, Yenzi. You can't kick goals from the dead pocket. Yenzi, we keep telling them that.
Yeah, even if there was a mark that was taken, it's still kicking into the breeze, so it's making it difficult. As Bond Uni try and bring the ball out now, went straight through the hands there of Jamie. Taken high there with Jackson, with Merritt, but it's umpire was blindsided by the contest now. Ball shoveled out there from young Ollie Smart. Working hard here is Hall. Gets it back to Merritt. Up and under. That's just gone the 15. Oh, big courage there from King. Great recovery there from Hall. Went back to fetch it. Pumps the ball up towards half forward. Bounces favourably now. Here comes Olarenchel. And he throws the ball out. Didn't get the handball. Free kick. It'll go to Fallon across half back.
So James Fallon, he's had a reasonable afternoon. He's a good, solid contributor. He kicks it, has to take a risk, goes through the corridor, and it's a good kick. Over to Sean Good, the brother of the high-flying Declan Good. Over to Clark. They've got lots of athletic energy, Beenleigh, but it's a poor kick. Looking for Mark Nolan.
And he's not. Oh, he's trying to get the free kick there.
Well, he is. But Mark, you've got to get your hands on the footy yourself, my friend. Unfortunately, and Jack Renix was a little bit too slick in the leading. Mind you, not a great kick.
Why is he leading to the pocket? Lead up the corridor.
Yeah, well, that's fair call. Fair call, Jens. Why don't they do the things that we want them to do, Jens, sometimes?
We've got a better, good view up here.
Well,
it's easy. Grand final, I guess.
Let's be honest, mate. We're in the commentary box. It's nice. It's a nice view from here, and we can say what we like, I suppose, for 2 hours. But that said, there's a premiership on the line. It's 32 points the difference. Beenleigh, 14 minutes last quarter. It's in their forward line, 40 metres out. There's a lot of players around the ball. They're coming out. They need a match winner. Geordie Clark on the foot. Can't get it out. Bond desperately defending. Beenleigh hoping, praying for that next goal. They need the next goal, Yenzi.
They certainly do. There's just so many players in that half of the ground. I'd say there's nearly 30 players between 0 and 60. You could throw a big blanket over a whole heap of them. Barm brings it down to ground. Ball still inside there, forward 50 momentarily, but The ball comes out. They've got two loose now. They've got Declan Eddy and they've got another one out on the wing. So the ball comes out. It's going to go straight back in. But there is so many players at ground level. We're just going to keep seeing these stoppages.
As you say, they've just got to take some risk, kick across the face of goal, open the goal face up a bit, and have Callum Eddy with a snap. Oh, he's clever around goals inside 50. That boy, no doubt about him. Callum Eddy, he's had a great season. Kicked 33, I think you said before, goals for the year. He's kicked a couple this afternoon, kicked the first 2 goals of the game for Beenleigh in the second quarter. Young Callum Eddy, but that's just a point, and they need goals at the moment, Beenleigh, not behinds, as Bond in no hurry to bring the ball back in at this point. They lead by 31 points, 16 minutes in the final quarter. The left-footed kick there from Bond out 60 metres. Johnny Barn, Daniel Barn can't take the mark. Benny Merritt flicks it out there to Reece King. The young Dynamo kicks it out in front of Goodburn. Goodburn taps it to himself and, in fact, taps it out of bounds, perhaps deliberately in his own mind. Might have just done a little cheeky little, to make it look like I'm bringing it back in there, old mate, but maybe wasn't, Yenzi. You've seen that before, being an umpire yourself, mate.
Absolutely. Well, he's battled hard today, Goodburn. In the shadows of what is likely to be a premiership win as Crosby gets the ball up towards half forward. It'll bounce favourable. Clever work there from Ben Lee, but it's not going to stop a goal scoring opportunity. Handball up the corridor. Here comes Ollie Smart. Gets it on to Crosby off a step. Oh, the boy from Gisborne. He's Victorians kick with pure class. I love the boy. Sensational spot up.
Boy, gee, a bit of bias there coming out, Yenzi, but I must acknowledge it was a nice little kick. Chipped it across the hall. Who's been one of the better forwards for Bond today. He's been lively from the first quarter. And
hasn't kicked one today, but his presence at half forward has been
he's created. He's had a few goal assists, and he's been a good tackler. And he's given some great pressure up there as Hall. You'd have to say this would be a sealer if he can boot it. And he's kicked it through. The high diddle has Adam Hall. It's a goal. The Bond Sharks, 17-minute mark, last quarter. They go to 11-10-76. 5-9-39 Beenleigh. It's a 37-point ball game, and you would say, Yenzi, that the fat lady, if she hasn't sung, she's about to sing very loudly in the next couple of moments.
And this is some of the best moments for Bond Uni now. They'd be really happy. They're really happy here on the bench. Hall's just come off the ground. They're going to enjoy the next sort of 10 to 12 minutes that's on offer. It's unlikely that that Beenleigh will get back into this contest. They need 6 goals and they've only kicked 5 for the day. But there's a lot of smiles on the bench, a lot of relief, I think, after a good long season.
Oh, absolutely, mate. As they go up now, it's McGregor v Goodburn. Goodburn gives it off. Cannon with the head bandaged up, still going hard at the footy. He's kicked his 3 goals. He's spilled some blood for the Bull Sharks this afternoon. He'll be a happy man, well, Mr. Cannon, as he goes back into the fray now. Goodburn v McGregor. It is McGregor, goes up. Who we got here? Belted out. Reece King, he's been good. Off to your mate, Lockie Crosby, the Victorian Gisborne lad. He kicks for goal. This might bounce through, you know. Just misses over the back of the big Dodger Merritt. No, it's not Brazel. And it'll be brought back in now by Jack James. 11-11-77. Beenleigh 5-9-39. 38 points of difference.
He'll probably be named best of field for his team when the score sheets do go in now. The ball comes out. I think it's the Fallon at ground level. Sorry, that's not Fallon. That is Aidan Duncan. Ball's pushing forward there for Bond Uni. This man deserves a goal, and Smart. He kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Two young tyros there combining, King and Smart. Probably 2 of the best young players in Queensland footy at the moment. They happen to be playing in the same team in Division 2, Bond Uni. They've been dynamic this afternoon as Mark Nolan comes up and takes a mark up the ground. Again, he is dynamic in his own right, but hasn't had too much of it this afternoon. Declan Good, he's exciting to watch. Can't gather it. That was a courageous tack on the footy, Jay Meaney. He wants his flag more than anyone, and a terrific effort from him to cut off the final thrust from Beenleigh. and we'll have a bounce right in front of the commentary box in the remaining moments of the grand final, 20 minutes in.
Boone brings it down the ground, finds his teammate who tries to break through. Cannon out to Crosby. Crosby dishes it out now to Thomas. Off a step, pumps the ball there on the bounce there to half forward, running like a bull at a gate there. Was the Bentley defence. It comes out now to Clark. Pickpocketed there beautifully by Merritt. Merritt now. He did very well to lock that up. It slips out the back now to King. Comes out now to Connor Pike. He bombs it long. He bombs it through. It is premiership to Saviour. Division 2, Granny, is going to Bond University. That is blown it out to a game-high margin, 44 points at the 21-minute mark. That's a great way to celebrate what is going to be a premiership victory.
Absolutely, that's a nail in the coffin, you would say. Absolutely, 21 minutes in. Fantastic finish there from Connor Pike. And the Bond University, as you pointed out, rightly so, can enjoy the remaining 7 or 8 minutes we have in this grand final this afternoon. Sit back and relax. And so we've done the hard work. Let's sit back and really take on board what we've achieved this afternoon.
This thing's been taken out of the game, surely. Brazzle Dazzle can maybe get 4 goals. No, it's impossible, but...
Yeah, we could try and feed him a bit like they fed Jeremy Cameron a couple of weeks ago, the GWS Suns game. Maybe they can do that for the Brazzle Dazzle, but Lockie Crosby, your boy, grabs it, bangs it on the boot, goes wide, looking for Lazar Renshaw. He's still alive and kicking. He gets it back, and somehow he's broken quick. Oh, he's trying to go for Brazzle. Stephen Marnie, the captain, just to share it, he's unselfish, and there's a high tackle on Mr. Lazar Renshaw, the man who's come back from the dead at quarter time. He was gone for all money. His knee was all over. He was a game-seizing, game-ending injury, and he's out there. He's going to have a shot at goal.
There's still a little bit of heat in that one over there. Speaking of coming back from the dead, mate, you'd almost written yourself off pre-game, and you've risen through the ranks. You started the trend of the rise.
Yeah, well, I appreciate those thoughts of yours, Yenzi, because I was in a bit of a world of pain earlier today for whatever reasons, feeling a bit under the weather, mate, and my voice has marginally improved to this point of the game.
There's a nice, lovely check side. They only happen at this time of the game. Magnificent. It's party time here at Yeronga, and Bond Uni extend their lead to a 13-11, 89 to 5-9-39. Ola Renshaw, his second goal of the day. And the second coming of himself personally.
Well, look, it just shows you how finite things can be in football. There's a bloke who we thought wouldn't play the rest of the game and maybe miss next season, and he comes back on and kicks his second goal of the afternoon. He kicked the first, and will that be perhaps the last of the 2019 grand final there by the cousin of Ricky Ola Renshaw, Mitch Ola Renshaw? Perhaps it will. Whilst we perhaps count down, it's not just the players who get to relax a bit. The game's done. We've seen some terrific performance today, Yenzi, have we, from both sides. Burnley have been really terrific in the way they've attacked the football, and Bond themselves, what a deserved victory today. Sam Wilson, the coach, he coached Little Flag a couple of years back at this level. They went up to Div 1, they went back, and now here they are, second year back in Div 2. And he's done a fantastic job as Sam Wilson in the coaching chair and coaching this young band of players who've been really good, and today deserve their top spot that they earned at the end of the season.
And they're still full of running as they pump the ball out now. Here to Merritt, a ball that went out of bounds. And I think when people see the scores at the end of the day, it'll be a 50-odd point margin. But for Bentley, that's not a reflection of how today's unfolded. The final margin is not a testament to what, it's not a reflection of what we've seen today.
I totally agree there, Yenzi. It's Reece King on the left, delivers a footy into his teammate, Benny Merritt. Again, we spoke about him earlier, spiritual captain of this team. He's been such a force in Queensland football, Gold Coast footy over the past 10 or 15 years. Formerly with the Southport Sharks as well. He's played all levels of the game, and he'll really be enjoying this, savouring this. He played with a couple of young guns earlier this year. He was captain of the South Queensland team, as he has been over the last 4 years. And here he is, 25 minutes into the last quarter for Bond. With his team 50 points up, he's going to kick for goal from 42, 43 metres out. He has a ping. He lets the ball drop. It's a poor-ish ball drop. It doesn't go the distance, and Benny says, I don't really care, boys, because I'm going to have one of those medals around my neck tonight.
Absolutely. Fantastic team performance. And that's the thing when, at the end of the day, we look at the two leading goal kickers, arguably in the competition. Nolan hasn't kicked a goal today. Brazil has only kicked one. They're going to win a premiership. Brazil was best of field in the second semi with 10 goals. He's only kicked one goal today, and they'll kick over 13 goals for the game. That's a testament of the team, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's the nature of a team game. It's a grand final. Whilst Jack James takes the honours this afternoon, I'm sure Jack James will be quick to swap paces with Brazil, who's had a sensational year. And to kick his 95 goals, he's 96 this afternoon, but in a winning premiership side, he'll take that any day of the week, I'm sure. And Tyson Brazil, mate, you've had a ripping year, good on you, and you'll be able to celebrate tonight with the rest of the lads.
Rucks will go up again in the dying stages of this one. 51 points the margin. It is a game high. Goodburn brings it down, stuck the one Duke out, couldn't quite make it stick. Handball out now, it's a good. To Declan Good, and he turns the ball over at half-back. It'll go to Bacon. Bacon now, they're just slowing the game down now. He bombs the ball along. It comes off hands now. Merritt tries to claim it, gets it on now to Fox. He just kept the ball inside the field of play. Handball now. Big moment here for this player who switches it across. Looking for his teammate and his captain there in Marnie on the outer side. But the ball is bombed far on the outer wing. Picked off there by Cooper Lang. Finds a teammate there in the Singelman. Just keep running. Keep taking them on. He does. Shows off his class. But he's going to keep pushing forward. Finds a teammate there 60 metres out. He wheels around, he pulls the trigger from 55 metres out, and he's missed.
Gee, that was a good looking kick. I'm not quite sure he kicked that, but it went the full 55, 60 metres off the boot. All too late, of course, but nevertheless, a great kick as it comes out now, the left-footed boot from the Bond defender up there towards his teammate in Oliver Farrad. He goes with the left. There's lots of lefties, as we've said. At Bond, it goes to another lefty, the captain, Stephen Marnie. Look at him go in front of his coach's box here. He'll be happy with that one. He kicks it out in front of Adam Hall, who's had a great afternoon. He's tackled by Hakeem Kennedy on this occasion. Ball comes up. Big Barmy gets it. He's been good. Hakeem, what can he do? Then look, handball. It's a good handball into his teammate. Hayden Duncan doesn't know what to do with it. Goes to Zingerman when in doubt. Go the KFC burger every time, I say, as he goes towards his mate there. And Bond turn it back over, and here they come. Reece King, by gee, he'll be hard to beat for BOG today. You would think Benny Merritt carries the one-handed. He's putting in a few spectacular attempts in the late parts of this grand final. Suter, he also came back from the dead early in the day. Barn, now we've got Duncan. Duncan, handballs. Oh no, James Fallon. Reece King says, give me another touch, and he gets one. Over to Pike. Pike, torpedo, and Jack James caps off a beautiful day for him with a great mark.
That's the first 50-metre penalty of the day too.
It is too. It wasn't much in it there, you wouldn't have thought. But anyway, he's the recipient. He transfers play to the corridor. Back over to the big limbs. There, his teammate McGregor kicks it forward to Callum Eddy. And Callum, hasn't had that much opportunity in terms of inside 50s, but he's going to go back and have a crack at his third goal for the afternoon, Yenzi.
The icing on the cake for what has been a credible season. Obviously, would love the result to be different, but from a personal performance, to kick 3 goals in a grand final, be the leading goal kicker for your team, kick 3 out of 6, he'd be happy with that. It doesn't feel that way now, but he's one of few players that can really hold their heads up high for full 4 quarters. He has this shot. The umpire doesn't move. That's a goal. A consolation one at that, but it brings the margin back down to 44 points, which again is not a reflection, Chipper, of how this grand final has gone.
No, we've spoken about it several times. It's one of the most closely contested 44-point results that I've been involved in some time, Yenzi. No doubt about it. It feels like a 10 or 12-point ball game, but it's 44 points to the good of Bonyuni, 13-12-90, 6-10, 46, Beenleigh. It's 30 minutes into the last quarter. Calamity, he's third of 6. He is a dead-eye dick inside 50. Well done, son. But unfortunately for you and the other 21 in the pale blue, it's going to be a win to the Bond University as it comes out of the centre via the agency of Goodburn and McGregor in the ruck. Jack Fox takes the footy. We spoke about a stalwart defender, him and Wyatt Bacon over the journey for Bond, and they'll enjoy things later on this afternoon. Comes out now to the pale blue jumper there of number 9, Aidan Duncan. Kicks it forward. Oh, ball. Well, what's going on there? Umpire says you've bustled him out unfairly. Yenchi, as the siren goes, and the Bond faithful celebrate below us here. And start, in fact, 3 of them run on the ground and have been called back off. Wouldn't it be a tragedy to see 21 players on the ground and Bond University lose the premiership? Not that that would necessarily happen in the scheme of things, but
this would be the kick to win the game anyway.
Well,
that was the case.
That's true. That's true. Could you be deducted 44 points for that indiscretion, Yenzi?
No.
It'd be history making, wouldn't it, mate? You're an umpire. You've seen that happen before.
I didn't see it.
Sammy Wish Wilson, he had a momentary heart flutter then when he saw his 3 benchies run onto the ground. As old mate kicks a goal to finish the game off from Beenleigh. He does.
Now they can celebrate.
And here they go, the Bond boys. 38 points to the good. 13-12, Bond Uni 90 to 7-10, 52. Beenleigh as Sam Wish Wilson and all his coaching staff and fans and support staff and the whole Bond Gold Coast fraternity race out of the ground in victorious pandemonium. Yensi.
Oh, absolutely amazing. And even with that momentary pause as well, it was a good chance to see some of that sportsmanship with Cam James to come over and shake hands there with Sam, just to sort of get get those formalities done. Obviously, being Beenleigh, it's been a tough year for them in terms of being so good and not being able to finish off the way they like. They've only had a handful of losses this year. They lost 2 games in the finals, heavily on the scoreboard in regards to Bond Uni. They pair had faced off 4 times throughout the year. Bond Uni won 3 of them. Still a fantastic season here for Beenleigh. They can keep their heads held high.
Oh, no doubt about it. Cam James is a coach. He's very measured, controlled. He's done a terrific job with this young team out at Beenleigh. And as you say, 2 grand final performances in 2 years is fantastic. Haven't got the chocolates on either occasion, but they've just run into a better team on the day. And the teams that have beaten them in the Park Ridge Pirates last year and now this year, Bond University, have just been too good. And sometimes you just got to live with that and be proud of what you've dished up. But, let's not forget now, Bond, they've won the thing this year and they've had a year of pretty much dominance. They've led all the way through. They've had some close contests, but at the end of the day, they stand victorious. 38 points to the good this afternoon in the 2019 QFA Division 2 Grand Final deserved winners, Jens.
Yep, exactly. Well, it is full time here. The premiership has been decided. Just quickly before we wrap things up, if you had to give you a 3-2-1 a day, 3 being the best on ground winner in the grand final.
Oh, I think for me it was one of the 2 dynamic duo of Smart and Reece King. Probably Reece King finished off the game a little bit more strongly. They were both dynamic, but by gee, on grand final day he could have thrown it over a dozen blokes, I would have thought today. But perhaps for mine, I don't know what your thoughts were, Angie. I thought those 2 were very good, and for Beenleigh, Hakeem Kennedy had a great second half. I thought the big ruckman battled well against Goodburn. I thought that Jack James did a terrific job on Brazil, of course, and it was hard to top him. And Calamity up forward with 3 goals out of 6 was pretty good too.
If I had to give a 3-2-1, mate, I would definitely give 3 to the player you mentioned there in Reece King. I'd probably give 2 to the big ruckman there, who had an absolute standout game today in Dan Goodburn, and I'd probably give 1 vote to the great man, number 40, the Zinger man. He battled so great today.
Yeah, big KFC burger. He was really good.
Absolutely. You've got to look after him. Well, on behalf of the team, we thank everyone for tuning into the game today. From Cripper, from Dino, from myself, Andy, and all the other guys behind the scenes. We thank you for your company. Premiers today, Bond Uni 13-12-90 to Bentley 7-10-52. That's it from us here at Yeronga.